And hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Of course, you've joined Pikeman Plays with your host, Pikeman, aka Jim. And welcome, 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 welcome. It's a beautiful Sunday out here in Nova Scotia. The maritime provinces of Canada just got pasted with some heavy snow, but it is sun shining out there. Things are melting, looking good. We've been very well off this winter in terms of just, really very little snow until January. So it's kind of like living in England or something. It's fantastic. Really enjoying it. When we get snow, it's major weather events. Not quite blizzards like you see out in Manitoba or on the great Western Plains there in North America, but definitely heavy snow. Several feet has shown up. That's for sure. Often 30 plus centimeters. I know that there's probably Scandinavians and Russians and Manitobans out there snorting at what a joke that amounts to. But I'm telling you, on the East Coast, it's a lot. Now, having grown up on the Great Plains, I do know what real snow is. I remember in the 80s, the snow came in so heavy and thick that literally you could walk up one snowdrift and down another snowdrift into your neighbor's yard. And you say, well, why is that interesting? Why is that remarkable? Well, there was a 6-foot fence in between. And you would not even touch wood as you went over. So yeah, I'm used to some pretty intense weather. So in my dotage, my 40s, living in the paradise that is Maritimes is wonderful. So let me just get the timer off the screen there, since we've done the countdown. We're good. We're gonna play. There it is. It's gone. Awesome. So we're gonna play a little bit of Airborne Kingdoms today, and thanks to everyone who's joined me. Looking good. We are partway through our game at this point. For those of you who are new to Airborne Kingdom, this is basically your classic city builder, except your city's in the sky and the resources are on the ground. So it throws some pretty interesting curveballs at you in the long run. Before we get going, though, I want to make sure I'm getting good levels here. So let's just take a quick listen to the stream. Yeah, sounds good. How is the audio of the game, though? Pretty okay. Yep, alright. Let's get going. So, yeah, basic city builder. And what we're doing here is, I'll hit continue and we'll get going. This is a great game. This has been a passion project for a small team for the past 3 years. And when I bought it, I played through the entirety of the game in probably 2 or 3 days. And it's by no means an extremely long game, but geez, was it soothing. You know, it was just extremely zenful as a process. Just to sit back, build this floating, you know, city in the sky, and just look at how beautiful the world was. Now, I'm getting some low frames here, so we're just gonna check our quality settings. I might have to knock it down to medium. Let's go to custom for a second. Usually it's draw distance and shadows that creates the major issues in most games. So, or anti-aliasing. Let's start with that. Let's see what difference this makes. Yeah, I forgot that about this game. You actually have to turn it off. Well, I tell you what, we're gonna go with 40 frames a second for the time being, and if it gets annoying, we'll do a quick relaunch and go from there. Or should we just get it out of the way? What do you think, chat? Let's get it out of the way. Alright, so go into settings, we're going to go to custom, and we'll turn the draw distance down. You know, I'm gonna leave that high because it can be important to see things in the distance, and the aliasing down to medium. Those tend to be the things that take up the most budget. Alright, this is good. Go ahead. Save. Let's get going. And luckily, it doesn't capture my screen anymore. OBS, thank you so much for doing that when it doesn't capture the my desktop. Because in the past, it used to be that rookie mistake that you'd go out and then everyone would see your desktop. And I'm telling you, my desktop's embarrassing. Not because I have a whole bunch of pornography on it. Nope. Simply because it's cluttered with things I should have dealt with a long time ago. Yeah. you know, who's got time for all this stuff? There's video games to play, right? Exactly. All right, so here we go. Let's jump back in. See if we get 60 frames. That would be Ducky. How are we looking now? Well, 48, 43. It really made very little difference. It's fine. Hey, chat, you let me know if it gets crunchy on your end. So let's remind ourselves what we're at. Okay, so those of you who've not played this, as I said, you are a flying city. This is your city hall right in the middle there. And then around it, you have propulsion units that give you speed, lift units that keep you in the air, such as these wings or these rotors. And then your people have to have places to live. As you can see, these are homes here. Those people have needs, so they need religion, they need, let me zoom in here. There is light, so cast by these little lamps. And on top of that, resources are needed to keep your people fed and to keep your, we'll call it airship flying, your flying city going. So you have these hangars that are designed to let your workers go down below and collect resources. So you see these little balloons here. That dictates that there are 4 workers, 4 members of your citizenry, who come down and collect the wood in the forest. Right now we have 85 of 92 berths available, so 85 colonists or inhabitants. Of this, we have, it looks like 16 are working on gathering resources from below. We got food coming up from the thickets, ore coming up from the deposits. Ore is used to make iron, for example. You can also collect coal, which helps keep you in the air. It's your fuel. Forests. And oases, that means water. So we have to give people food up here, as you can see, with a knife and fork. And that's food. And then the tier icons, those sweet, salty tears, are examples of the water resource, or indicate the water resource. And then the rest of our workers are working in all of these buildings. So if you see, if I scroll down them, they highlight the buildings. So we have people in the kiln, which is over there. That makes sand into adobe bricks, which we use to build things like homes. We have 10 people working in our research academies. We have 8 operating our lift wings, 16 operating our sails that give us propulsion, 3 making glass, 8, we'll call them religious individuals at the minarets. They're feeding the desires of our people for religion. We have 4 working at the water condenser, so they pull water out of the air. We don't need an oasis for that. We have 8 farms, 8 working the farms, which makes food for us. Generally, we're pulling water out of the condensers to feed the farms, but sometimes we need top-ups for sure, so we send workers to get that. We have 4 cranking the propellers, which are up front as propulsion units, and finally, we have 3 working the windmill. And the windmill just acts as a what's the word I'm looking for? Force multiplier for your farms. It makes them more efficient. So that's the basics. And then we have a map here, and we have quests. So our primary quests are to get 150 population, make our airborne kingdom truly a kingdom instead of a village or a town. And then we need to make allies, and we do that by completing missions for cities on the map, like the major capital cities for various regions. So down here, this is one region that we've completed in other games. Up here is the region we're working on. This region is extremely hilly and low on food resources, I believe. And then over here is a water region, which we haven't engaged at all at this point. So we need to make another 8 allies, and if you look on the tapestry, you can see we've completed 1/3 of the tapestry, and these 2 other regions we need to work on. Current quest is find the Rune of Daylight. We must find the Rune of Daylight and return it to Bluff's Gate, which is where we are. You can see the chevron indicates our city and what direction it is pointing, so we're pointing northeast at the moment. And then we have these subsidiary quests, we'll call them tertiary quests, which is the Tranquil Gardens. Find lone trees to rebuild the Tranquil Gardens. We found 1. Find the Great Libraries to build the Great... find the Lost Libraries to rebuild the Great Library. We found 0. And find 3 golden spheres, or orreries, to build the Nomad's Orrery, which we have 1 of 3. Alright, well, let's get playing. I think we've done enough chit-chat. I think we're good to go. If anyone has questions, just ask. I'm happy to talk incessantly, as anyone who watches the stream knows quite well. So, currently, food's good, water's good, lift is fine. We're using 165 and 190. Our propulsion isn't great. We're moving about half the speed we could be moving, say 60%. And our coal resources are fine. Yeah, so I think we're good to go. Off we go. Since we have no major missions. I'm going to speed up time a little bit. If you look at how pretty the game is, though. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at that. And the nice thing about this game, it has a beautiful photo mode. You can do stuff like so. I'm going to always like take a couple of shots while I'm playing any game. I'm really into screen archery. Am I good at it? No. But what I need to do here is we're going to adjust. Yeah, we're going to adjust that. And we do want a little bit of blur. I like this color, though. This looks real nice. Oh, yeah. That's a good shot. Stand by. Let's bring up our ability to take the shot. Oh, beautiful. What else do we want to do here? Anything else? Do we want to, like, make that shot with a little more life to it? We could make it a bit more saturated. Adjust the contrast down. Adjust the exposure down a bit. And the color filter. I like when they're like rich colors. Oh, right. Filter strength. What are we gonna do? More purpley? Let's just reset that. I actually really like that bluish tinge. So let's... Nah, that's fine. I'm actually going to reset this, take the exposure further down so everything has a bit more pop, adjust the contrast, let's have a peek. Oh, it's so nice. Yeah, definitely taking that one. And anybody who wants copies of these screenshots from the game, just ping me on Discord, or through Twitch, and I'll send you a copy for sure. Yeah, we're good. Let's go. So if we look ahead, we can see that there's iron resources we can pick up over here. We have 9 idle workers, so there's no harm in doing that. Though we are running low on space at the moment. There's lots of clay. We'll grab some clay as well, because... sand, sorry. Is it sand or clay? It's clay. I should be able to read right there. Pika Man, no read. Pika Man, he gets through his PhD by looking at pictures. If that's not impressive, I don't know what is. Alright, so what do we got over here? So this is a rune. If we go by runes, we can send a worker, and they collect relics that are up here. And the relics are used to buy blueprints. We exchange them essentially for knowledge from the major cities, and that allows us to build other things. So right now, I mean, food has a icon on it. Why? No idea. It's like, it's too full? I don't know. So one of the cool things about this game is it's very zenful, it's very relaxed, but on the flip side, they've just launched, if I'm remembering correctly, they've launched a couple of new versions of this, or maybe it's just in the test branch, I'm not sure. But as far as I know, we can actually make the game harder. So instead of it being very zenful, it can be a bit of a scramble to keep your people alive and well. We're too far from that oasis, so I'm gonna divert slightly and pick up some more water while we're at it. Might as well. Water can be a limiting factor. So yeah, they've made a harder mode. They've made a what do they call it? A Game Plus mode, so you can keep playing after you complete the game. One of the complaints from the community, or requests from the community, was that they have access to a continued version of play where colonists would respawn, so that you can continue building your city within the limits of what your CPU and GPU could handle without melting. And what they found is people were really keen to... Oh, jeez. Hold on a second. Are we... Vertical rotor upgrade. Decrease coal usage by 30%. That's excellent. So let's slow it down a little bit. And what did we want to do there? That would have been vertical rotor, which is propulsion? No, lift, sorry. So yeah. And they're cheaper. We can make them cheaper. And it's only 4 hours, so let's pop that in play. I think. I wouldn't mind being able to stack houses 3 high. Yeah, we're gonna do that. That is our focus. I think when I finished playing last time, I said I was gonna make that happen, and happen quickly. So what I've done here is I'm putting as many of our workers on getting water, simply because at the moment, our water is probably the thing dropping the fastest, and that's because we have farms at work. So I'm going to send a worker to get that relic. We'll use that relic to buy resources. We also found a small settlement, so we can get migrants. We look for migrants to join our council. Some become excited, but they want assurances that their new homes will be satisfactory. So basically what that means is, based on your level of satisfaction, you can get 1 to 3 individuals to join you. So we can get this guy because he's, or woman, is happy with very few requirements. It just has to be mediocre. So we're at satisfied, which means we'll get the second one. But the last one requires jubilant to get them to join us. So that's going to take a little bit of time to get back to that. And the reason for that is we have to build a new type of desire for our current set of colonists. If we look at the research tree under desires, they need clinics. So as soon as we're done researching the multi-stack, so being able to stack, essentially make apartments that are 3 stories high, with each story being good for 1 migrant, 1 member of the citizenry, if you will, we'll switch over to desires and get clinics going, which are expensive to run. Like, if you look at it, it requires 3 individuals. To build, it requires 3 glass, 3 iron, and 5 wood. And we don't even have enough iron, and our storage facilities are full. So currently, we're not even changing the iron ore into iron ingots. So we basically have to dump some resources. So what I'm going to do is whatever we have plenty of, we'll make that change in a second. So let's get out of there, go to dump resources. What do we have tons of? Oh wow, tons of adobe, tons of glass. So we'll get rid of the adobe. Resources can be sold, or we can dump them. Ah, right, I'm clicking the wrong button. Way to go, Pika. Alright, so we're gonna get rid of 30 adobe, just dump it, and let the iron start grinding in. It should start saying something, unless we don't have an iron processor. Storage, resources, glass, farm. Oh, did we not? We probably haven't even researched it. Oh, I've done so many mistakes. I regret so much. No. We probably have to go back and buy dollars to donuts. We have to go and buy that. So let's finish this quest and then we'll head back. So based on the map, we know the quest is somewhere in here, so it could be south of us or north of us, but I see a suspicious building out there that I think we're gonna go give it a check. Alright. So I'll speed us up as we head over there. We've got plenty of water, so that's good. We got lots of idle workers, so we could send them to do other things, but we're not gonna do that at the moment. We're gonna check this out. It's an unknown ruin, it's too far away. We are gonna grab a little bit of wood, just because 56 isn't much. I mean, it's adequate, but we're gonna be probably doing a bunch of building shortly. Building houses for our people. The ancient ruin. A structure from the Empire is half buried in a highlands valley. Shining stone sits atop its roof. We recognize the markings. It's a quest. We recognize the markings engraved in the stone. This is the Rune of Daylight, of which we heard in Bluff's Gateway. We attempt to pry it from the rune and eventually work it free. We must now deliver it to Bluff's Gateway, or an audience with a king. Basically to get an audience with a king. So that's good. Let's do it. Let's take a quick peek around. there's something else here. The Tree of Unity. We near a lone, peaceful tree surrounded by ruined walls. We feel more serene the closer we approach. Immediately, we recognize it is one of the trees needed for the rumored Tranquil Gardens. This wondrous ancient construction would help our kingdom immensely. We pick its seeds with delight and know we are one step closer to building the Tranquil Gardens. Awesome. So if we check our quests, hit map, you can see Tranquil Gardens. We now have 2 of the 3. Still gotta find that great library stuff, though. And with this cloud, it is hard to see. So we're gonna try to snatch up that thing, that rune. Ooh, and we're gonna get some coal as soon as we can. So we'll set it at speed 2. How's food? Let's get food piling in. Luckily, food is stored in different warehouses, so we have space for that. As you can see, we can hold up to 80 food. So we're gonna send people over there. We're actually gonna stop ourselves. Yeah, we went too far. We'll turn around. We got 5 workers. Let's put 7 on getting the coal. We'll put 1 on getting the relic. And then the remainder, whoop, hit T, we gotta stop. And we'll put the rest on getting food. We'll get 10 working on food, 7 working on coal, 1 grabbing relic. It's worth peeking over the sides of these sharp cliffs, because sometimes you can find interesting stuff like settlements, or runes, or what's the other thing I'm thinking of? Like the Great Library type stuff. The old libraries, the ancient libraries. There probably wasn't anyone very close, because that is one of these super relics, if you want to call them that. I'm not seeing anything really showing up here. Then I feel like we've missed a lot around here. We might skirt the entire island. Island, quote, quote. As in, this is the cursed earth down here. And this highland is where people tend to live, so... should go the other way now that I'm thinking about it, because we really need that coal. We're at almost half our coal, and we seem to be going through it very quickly. We're about halfway through our research. We got a lot of different things to research right now, so we have to go carefully. Food is full now, so we can pull people off food. We don't need laborers on that. We can put everybody on coal and just empty it out. Yeah, so we're taking... They're saying 3 per trip. The reality is, it's way more than that. It needs to recalculate, I think. Oh, no. Each is taking 3 per trip, so it's 18 times 3. So what is that? It's just shy of, 60 minus 56? Don't do math on stream. Pikeman should not do math, period. Reason being is he got into psychology to get away from math. Little did he know that apparently psychology is loaded with math and statistics. The beauty of statistics, though, is it's like the English of mathematics, right? It's very, well, let's put it this way. Depending on how you write your statistics, what data you feed in, you can literally prove anything if you try hard enough. So, caveat emptor, everyone. Be careful when you're being a consumer of science. Be a smart consumer of science. Make sure the scientific method is actually being employed. And when it is being employed, make sure it's being employed correctly. What do we got here? We have a beautiful oasis. Do we need water? Not so much at the moment. But we are going to head out this way and see what we can find. We got a ruin up there, which I think we really want to go and check out. You'll have to let me know if the stream is going well. Like, if you're seeing stuttering or anything like that, let me know and I'll make adjustments. Looks like it's running okay on my side. I'm actually going to bring up the stream on my phone as well. Also, if the audio is too loud, you gotta let me know, chat. Let's take a look on my phone. It looks pretty good. Right, pretty much heavy delay. Yeah, it looks good. I'm happy. But let me know if you have any complaints, because I swear to God I'll listen. I swear. Alright, so how are we doing? We're now loaded on coal, which is excellent. It's something we really needed. We should build up our coal storage. I'm just looking around here, Chad, to see if there's anything that could really be a benefit to us. We're really low on quartz, but we have no place to put it. We need to go sell some stuff to that town. Not town, that city. We need to go to that city off in the... Oh no! That's a new city over there. We need to go to this city. Cool! Love finding new stuff in this game. It's fantastic. Alright, let's take it up to speed 3 and really try to push ourselves out front. So we have 18 idle workers, which means theoretically we could put in like another propeller, I think. But we're going to be using a bunch of people for clinics in short order, so we really want to be careful with that. This all looks good. There's lots of resources, which is excellent, but we don't need the resources at the moment. What we need is to get back to here, this town, and what we're going to do when we get back to that town is complete the quest. That'll give us some more laborers. Sorry, citizens. Slaves. And then we'll move from there. I mean, this is a post-apocalyptic world, but it's not Fury Road, you know? Which, if you have not seen, and you are an adult, I recommend you watch Mad Max Fury Road. It's brilliant. I mean, the director takes such a huge risk with it by every shot is center framed. All the action is always in the center, so no matter how fast it goes, you always know where to look. But then it doesn't use any really negative space moments in it, which are very artistic and eye-catching. He doesn't do that. But wow, it's brilliant. Love that movie. And Charlize Theron is really good. And it's Tom Hardy, right? Oh, he's so good. And he's such a, what's the word I'm looking for? A versatile actor. Like, watch him in Dark Knight, watch him in Fury Road, watch him in Peaky Blinders. Like, always different characters. Really remarkable. And I mean, the first time I think I saw him was as a naked private in Band of Brothers. That might be wrong, because I'm getting old, but I think it's right. So anyway, Bluff's Gateway says, we return to the king's retinue, presenting the Rune of Daylight. Recognizing the stone, a few of the stunned inhabitants agree to join us, now believing in our prophecy. Right, prophecy through communism. We were talking about that last time. They usher us to the king's grand hall and give him the stone. After dismissing his advisor, the king gazes at the engraving, stroking his gray beard. He stands and walks toward us, short and thin like his subjects, but strong with a broad smile. I don't know why they feel they need to highlight these things, but hey, you know, whatever. He knows that the stone is a mere fantasy, and he thought the Airborne Kingdom the same. Yet here we are, a myth presenting a legend. He is convinced by our efforts. If we build a skyport, Bluff's Gateway will ally with us. So, problem is, we need iron to make that happen. So, we're gonna have to barter for technology. We need a smelter. We must have it. The Fen's really good because the Fen gives us a lot of propulsion. The charcoal hut we don't really need because it transforms wood into charcoal. And we're staying, or sorry, wood into coal technically, but really it would be charcoal. We'll get it anyway. We may have a use for it as we go. So what we need to do is, let's slow the game down. Find water. Water. Here's water. So let's move in that direction. And we need to figure out what we need to build. Windmill, got it. Condensers, farms, glass smelters, adobe kilns, we got all that. Hangars and academies, we're all good. Water, we could stand to have more warehouses, but it's slowing us down. It's creating a lot of drag, which means we'd need more propulsion to counter for it. We can stack our housing blocks now, which is good, because we are at 92 of 92 in terms of workers and living accommodation. So as soon as we finish that skyport, we're going to get another influx of slave labor, workers. And as a result, we're going to need homes. So this is good. We can start stacking without having to spread out. We go vertical instead of horizontal. So we're going to open the tree. There it is, Iron Forge. So we'll build that immediately, and then I think we're going to follow it by clinics. And then we're going to make it more efficient, because iron we're gonna need more iron than we think we do. But we could also, yeah, we might increase the capacity of health buildings first. It's hard to say, but anyway, it's just an hour, so let's check the oasis. It's got 65 remaining. Let's strip the land so that these guys have nothing left, you know. We're the good guys, quote, quote. I think I've earned a San Pellegrino. So, everybody, how long have we been? We've been streaming for... Why? I should be able to see that immediately. 40 minutes, which means... Well, no, because 10 minutes of that was getting sorted. So, we'll call it half an hour. Everyone should have a sip of some water, something to hydrate, and a stand-up, so that you don't get clots, you know? Don't want to throw a clot, die young. Yeah, that's how San Pellegrino is good. It's too sweet, though. I wish they were, you know, let's call it 30 grams of sugar. I wish it was 15 grams of sugar. So it's a nice treat. So we've got the Iron Forge, which is awesome. We're gonna get that clinic now. We don't have enough iron to do it, which means we need to brighten dirt. Her dirt. So we need to build under resources the Iron Forge. Now the thing is, people don't like living next to it. So these areas here are living zones. But this tends to be our heavy industry. It would tilt us a bit to the right. We could put one over here, and that would keep us nice and balanced. How about here? I'm good with this. Yeah, so we'll build that up. We have enough idle workers. We don't have enough idle workers because they're all getting water. They're stripping the oasis. Let's pull 5 off, which means they'll go to construction. And how are we doing here? We are filling up fast. So one of the things we can do is we can ask about other things. We can barter our resources. So one option is let's buy a little bit of coal to take us up to max. Currently, we have plenty of adobe, plenty of glass. So if we sell a little adobe and a little glass, we'll do that trade. Let's trade for food as well. I mean, it's not, the trades are not good, but, you know, it's 3 to 1. But I'm okay with that. I just want to clear some of this away without dumping it, because dumping it literally is just, you lose it forever and ever. We could buy a little bit of iron. You see wow, the values are so bad. It's 7. Let's buy 3 to get us jump started. 1, 2. What's the adobe at now? And 3. That'll jump start us. So by jump starting us, we can get that clinic. Search. So the clinic will come up right now. Perfect. And after researching how to build minaret and clinic, we now have the idea for a new building called a spirit healer. Open the research tree to learn more about that. So the spirit healer basically provides faith and health. But it requires 5 individuals. I think for the time being, well, the bonus of doing the faith healer is you can do capacity and range. But the clinic, I don't think range is an issue. It's just everywhere. Let's start with this. We're going to build ourselves a clinic to try to meet some demands. So if we go to desires, clinic, where would it fit? Oh, that's a good place. Hold on a second. Let's look at housing blocks first. Room. Yeah, this housing block sucks. So, based on that, we're gonna put the clinic right there. And people will live right next to the clinic. They'll be super, oopa, dupa, ape. And in the interim, we can build a few houses on top over here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's killing us, though, in terms of lift and speed. So I'm gonna balance it out. So currently we look fairly balanced. Now you can see that leaves us only with 12 lift to spare, and we're down to 53 on our fastest speed. But we have 102 rooms available. Apartments, shall we call them. So we've stripped people of all the water, like the terrible individuals we are. But on a positive note, we have plenty of space available. We can now get ourselves some more wood resources, which we use a lot of to build apartments. We have tons of adobe. Only 3 iron, but I think that's all we need to complete a quest for the king. So yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna order up a lot of forest, so we get lumber. Oh no, we need 10. I wasn't thinking straight. It was right, because I was thinking I needed 3 to build the clinic. So to make people satisfied, we need a lot more clinics. Jesus. How are we gonna do that? You can see, if we look at the research here, this does faith and health. So one of the things we could do is research the crap out of it and then replace all the minarets with the spirit healers. I like this idea. It'll take a long time. I mean, that's 8 hours, 16 hours, 16 hours. All right, yeah, so we'll complete a couple of different quests while we wait. Currently, though, we are outputting iron, which is perfect, and we're gonna speed it up. I'll have another sip of San Pellegrino. Yeah, that's, you know, rookie air drinking carbonated drinks while trying to project one's voice into a microphone. Forgive me if I burp. First mistake. Well, no, the first mistake of streaming is don't talk about streaming. Second rule of streaming is don't talk about streaming. Third rule, don't drink carbonated drinks if you're going to be streaming, because no one likes to be burped at. We are going to need a bunch of iron to come in, so let's task some workers to doing that. We'll get 7 workers on there. We've got 97 wood, so I'm going to pull all of our workers off the wood. Put some more on that job. I'm gonna move over here because we really do need more coal. So we'll pick up some coal in the interim. Plenty of wood from here on out. And remember, we're also getting +4 wood every day, I want to say. Hour, sorry. It says right in the tooltip. From our allies. So we have, I think, 4 cities that are pumping in wood, so we don't need a lot of it, and it's something we can use to trade with a bit, especially since wood actually will regrow over time. Right, so I was talking about what the developers, a small team who built this game over 3 years, what they're planning to do now that this launched. They want to have a Game Plus mode so you can keep playing. They want to have a hardcore mode so that it's a lot harder for players in the long run to keep their cities going. Higher fuel costs, food and water get consumed faster, those sorts of things. So we have enough iron, I think, to build the skyport. So we're going to send 2 workers to build the skyport, and if you look closely, you can actually see where they're building it. Where is it at? Or we're going to just stop. Where it at? This is like a Where's Waldo, and I'm doing a very bad job of it. There, just down there. You see that, chat? See the scaffolding going up? Here, I'll come in. Oh, I think F lets me get much closer. Clinic upgrade. Increased capacities. That's perfect. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And the 2 little balloons mean that we have 2 workers there. I mean, I am burning our water super fast by just hanging out here. So, coal is almost full. Are we actually still getting any coal from here? No, we're too far. So, let's slow down the game. We're going to take that thicket and get the food out of it. We're going to check to see if there's any coal in this region. We have to stay close enough so that they can do their work. So I'm going to argue we go right about there. Take the rest of the water. We might know what we can do. Water's a problem because of all the farms, right? Like, so you're using we're using 6.8 per hour. Oh, shoot, I forgot to set a research. You're probably all screaming at me. All right, so we've also got the skyport. That's done. Awesome. So we have another ally. So we're gonna get another 3 allies, I think, in this region, maybe 4. Oh, Verk here. Hi. Sorry, I didn't even... What time is it? 15:40? Oh, okay. I only missed it by 3 minutes. Hi, Verk here. Thanks for joining. Very nice to see you. What was I talking about when you said I'll write those down? I'm sure it was like the wisdoms of the ages. And Mechanical Animal! What Mechanical Animal in the house? You betcha! Good to see you, Mechanical Animal. I was gonna send shout-outs to my boy. I wanted to send a shout-out actually to both you guys. Verk here, if anybody is interested in games like Hollow Knight, doing speedruns, or what's the other word? Test of strength and capability, right? I don't know what accent that was. Verk here does some great Hollow Knight stuff. I really recommend watching his streams. They're fun. And he's, compared to me, very, very good at those styles of games. The rules of streaming, yes. Rule 1 of streaming, never talk about streaming. Rule 2 of streaming, don't talk about streaming. Rule 3, don't drink carbonated pop. Yeah, it's unfortunately, this would explain why I have a very low viewer count, is I never talk about streaming or promote myself, because I mean, the rules, the rules of streaming, right? I might be confusing it with Fight Club? No, that couldn't be possibly true. If I was confusing it with Fight Club, then Meatloaf would be one of my buddies, and he'd be hanging out with me, and that just doesn't happen. Alright, so Bluffs Gateway. With the skyport complete, Bluffs Gateway is now connected to us and its neighbors. A few workers decide to join us, their belief strong in our prophecy. Yes, come, join us. One of us, one of us. They also supply us with +6 ore every day. What? That's awesome. I feel like that's a bug. Like, considering we've been getting +1... Oh, it's per day, right? So we get +1 per hour for wood from our allies. This will work out to plus, I don't know, do the math. So 6 into 24 goes in, what, 4 times? So it would, yeah, don't do math on stream, kids. But yeah, so that'll give us a little bit of a bump, but not a lot. Alright, cool. So we now have another ally. We can barter for resources. We are running low on water, so I'm gonna gather a little bit of water. And we have tons of... We'll give them a bit of forests that we stole directly from the forest out of... that they probably own. Mechanical takes away the joke cola. Yeah, no, considering I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4, it's Nuka-Cola, but yeah, the same effect. Alright, so where are we at here? We're gonna get a bit more of this, a bit more of that, a little glass. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Alright, so what's the next mission? We check our map. Keep hitting tab because most of the games I'm playing right now, tab takes you into the... Wow, look at how much has appeared. So before, chat, this was all we could see. And now that we've made an ally, we can see all of this. Now, we did see in the distance there was a city around here, but we should do a quick swing of this space and see if there are any secrets that we're missing. We want settlements to get people to join us. We are going to put some more propellers on the front. Oh, we have the fin. Did we research it? We did not, so we should research that next. And then what we can do is near the back end, wherever we think the back of the ship is going to be, we can put in the fin to give us a little extra motion. But since we're not quite ready to do that, we are going to toss in a few more propellers. 1, 2... We're running out of lift. Once those get built, though, we'll see how much extra we get. So that's 52% propulsion at the moment. But people should build it quickly because we have a lot of idle. So currently, we do need... Really, we need more water. And we need to generate more lift. And we need to watch out for coal. Grab that food as we fly past. Right, so right now we can build that new propulsion unit. We definitely want to bring its cost down, because you don't build them that often, so you want to get that cost reduction in advance. The reason for that simply is if you maybe build, I don't know, 2 to 4 of them. If you research it later, you won't take advantage of it. But, you know, some people that would be a strat, right? Is just to completely skip that technology. If we were in a tighter game, like a research-heavy game, or playing on the harder difficulty, which they've just released, then, yeah, I mean, I would start thinking about the min-maxing. But since we're playing on the more relaxed mode, I'm not too worried about it. So how is everybody doing? Chat, just a quick hello to Verk here and to Manic Mechanical Animal. Thanks for coming. How are you both doing? I also wanted to say, chat, was that Mechanical Animal has just started sort of getting a YouTube channel together under, I believe it's under Mechanical Animal 03 on YouTube. He's focusing on basically sort of extreme camping, like camping in winter in the Great Plains, the Shield, that sort of thing. And also Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So real, you know, visually, if you think about it, like real extremes. You know, he's doing extreme camping, you know, can freeze to death. But obviously he wouldn't because he's very prepared. And then, you know, very cool, calm, flying a plane streams. He may be very busy while he's flying the plane. But for the viewer, it might be quite calm. Heck, watching him nearly freeze to death might be quite calming for some people. Hey man, who knows? Everybody has their own thing. Diversity makes the world go round, so on and so forth. So yeah, you can see out there, chat, what looks sort of like a silvery haze. That's the water section, where all the water kingdoms are, the water biome, if you will. We're gonna grab a little more iron as we go past. We're gonna grab a little food as we go past. And take a closer look to make sure we didn't miss, like that. A relic from a rune. Not a rune as in R-U-N-E, but a rune as in a place that is dilapidated and broke down. Like me. 43 with enough health problems to be a dilapidated ruin. Alright, so we're gonna grab ourselves some extra coal to keep us up in the air, because we seem to be burning through it very, very quickly. How are we doing for iron? We're at 47... Yeah, 47.4. Making 18. So what we do need to get people jubilant again. So we moved away from the water oasis. Where was the oasis? Oh, that one. Jeez. I'm like a hamster or a goldfish. You know, once it's out of mine, it's gone. Oh, cool. We can get some more migrants. So we'll be able to get 2 to join us. One thing we could do is put a move on getting our health industry underway. So we put another one of these clinics in play. It doesn't really matter, as far as I know, where you put them. Like, people just access them as needed. I mean, we have a nice slot there, but I have a feeling that's going to be needed for something. Let's take a closer look. We could call this sort of the medical district. We put... How much does a farm take up? Farm. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking it'd be great to sort of keep this area mostly focused on farming. So one way of doing this, actually, is we could extend... Yeah, okay, sorry. What do we get? The Fen propulsion. So what was our thought? We wanted to make things should decrease coal usage. So I know we were going to do faith and health together, but my feeling is that we're going to have to skip that for the time being because we burn through coal so fast. We got to make all of our coal-based technology more efficient. So anyway, what I was saying is we could build a path like so. And then we'll drop in another clinic, like so. I think that'll work very, very nicely. Yeah, it looks good. Alright, so let's get back to seeing what's what here. We don't really need wood. Yeah, we're getting a lot of iron. We're doing great there. Coal is filling up very, very quickly. So down here is sort of the broken lands and the cursed earth. Full storage is almost full. You can see that's where we came from. If you look over here, you can see these sort of like, you know, fireflies. Those are actually planes like we have that collect resources, because we've been there and we've created an airborne industry for them, and they're grateful, which they should be. So we got 2 of 3 here. We only got 1 of 3 here. We must have been pretty unhappy at the time. Must have been in the mediocre range. Do we want clay? Not really. Do we want quartz? Not really. Because clay becomes adobe, quartz becomes glass. And you can see we have 128 adobe and 142 glass in storage. We won't need it for days. Unless we do some really heavy building. Now, what I'm concerned about largely is water, because we keep burning through it so fast. Like at minus 5.1, that's the item we are burning through the fastest. So yeah, we definitely want to do something about that. We'll grab a little coal as we move along, and then as soon as we can with these oasis, we're gonna send workers in. There's only 12 remaining, so we're gonna clear it right away. Oh yeah, because that's the oasis just out in front of Bluffs Gateway. So if we take a quick look at the map, we're gonna swing this way through here. So it'll probably be swing like this and then come back up. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So let's head her. Water's the major concern. We know we might end up doing, actually, is building a few more condensers over here. Yeah, I think that might be a good idea. So let's slow it down. I don't want to really stop it. I want to keep things moving. Condensers make 2 every 4 hours, so we need to put a pathway in. Oop, wrong button. So snap back. And sources, condensers. Fit one right there. Yeah, I like that idea. Path like so, and then that uses up that space very nicely. Resources and condenser. I think we eventually do get something that will boost the speed at which, or the effectiveness of our condensers, so we're going to want to leave space for that, but right now I don't think we have that at the moment. We're getting a little starboard list at this point. Anyway, I should be looking, so we're going to send a worker there, and then we totally passed that settlement because I was not paying attention. We'll head back, grab that extra migrant. Derp. Derp, chat. Derp. That's all I have to say. As soon as we can, I'll just keep clicking on it impatiently. We'll grab that other recruit. Oh, it's... Oh. Oh, that was odd. Sort of out of order. Is this a bug? Curious. Intrigued by possibility, but wary without many desires met. Oh, I think that is a bug. Because if you look here, it suggests that 1 is joined, but he's saying he needs to be jubilant, and he must be jubilant. That's an intriguing bug. Huh. But what I'll do is grab a screen capture. Okay, so Roto Sato, so make sure we got that. And Togu Baba. Yeah. So what that should be, just chat so you understand what I'm queuing off of here, is this should be mediocre, this should be satisfied, this should be jubilant. So we should be able to get 2 to 3 inhabitants that's satisfied, and we aren't. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll send a bug report over to the makers of the game, who are very receptive to feedback, I will also add. I mean, this is not everybody's cup of tea in terms of, like, not everybody's into city builders and that sort of thing, but I will say, I really like this game, and if this is your cup of tea, I highly recommend it, and it's not even that expensive price-wise. It's a very decent price. So, by adding those condensers in, we've got it down to -4, and we still have 8 idle workers, which means we can do some pretty decent resource collecting and not worry too much. Man, it is so foggy out, it's hard to see anything. So we can grab water over here, which is great. Just trying to see if we missed anything along here. Doesn't look like we did. So, we'll check at this small settlement. We'll ask for migrants. See, so this is what I mean. He'll join if it's mediocre. Done. And she'll join if it's satisfied. Done. And then this person won't join unless it's jubilant, which it is not. So, no worries. So we made it to an airborne town. Awesome. Which is great on the one hand, but it also means I think we need more desires. They want culture. Oh no. So they want light, faith, health, and comforts. And we haven't even met the health one yet. So we're definitely at mediocre now, folks. This is what happens if you expand too quickly. And having finished the game once before, I am definitely overstretching myself. But what are you gonna do, right? So we're gonna grab that relic. We're up to 32 relics, so when we find more blueprints, we'll be able to buy them easy. The propeller is upgraded, which is great. It means we're gonna be using less coal, which we can already see per hour. I'm very happy with that. So if we hit propulsion, I think 2.6 is okay for the time being. Let's push up our capacity on our clinics to try to get people out of this mediocre state. So you see they're saying inhabitants are happy because we've lit most of the paths. That's perfect. But only 24 have health. We really need to work on that. So we're gonna get a bunch of water from this oasis. We do not need anything from the forest. There is a ruined bridge here, but we can't do anything with it, which would suggest it's a quest for later. So I'm gonna move us up over here, and we're gonna try to grab a little bit more food. We'll explore the sort of the southern, southwestern tip of this island. We'll call it an island. We'll call the Cursed Earth the Barren. The Barrens down here, that they're creating sort of elevated islands, mountains. Water storage is almost full. Good, we can stop worrying about that. And we will grab food from both of these thickets. Let's see if there's anything down here. There is coal, which is not such a bad thing. Glass smelter is not working because there's no quartz for them to work, which is fine, because if we look over here, we have 122 glass. It's not a problem. Alright, so we really need to put some lift buildings in play. So what can we use for lift? I want to make sure we collect enough coal. It looks good. Food's coming in. You can stand to put a few more people on the coal gathering. So if we jump over, look at lift buildings. We can't... Oh yeah, we can build 10. 15, 5 adobe, and 1 person. So if we put that over here, maybe on the edge, 2 to the left. What if we put one over here? What would happen if we put in vertical rotor? It's 4 to the right. Want to do that. Then what happens if we put this over here? One thing we could do, let that get built, and then we're going to be tilted really heavily. People are going to be very unhappy. But if we put another one of these in, with a space for light, I like that. And the reason we're going to put in leaving a space for a light, no, okay, so we need to destroy that. Yes. We want to light all the paths because it keeps people happy, as I was explaining, I think, earlier. We'll put that in there. It's not necessarily pretty. So they're at mediocre. It's fine. It's fine, Chad. It's fine. See, look, all of these... I don't know if I like the X-clams for full. Caution, these are full. It's like, that's a good thing, right? I'm pretty contented with that. Mechanical, just FYI, the missus requested more Plague Tale. Really? More Plague Tale. That game is wonderful. In fact, I finished it. I don't know if I finished streaming it, but I definitely finished playing it on my own. I would absolutely play that again. And if, what is her handle? Another dumb blonde? Question mark? If the wonderful person that you happen to be sharing your life with would like to see that, I will take it under advisement for sure, because I have... One of the things I was talking about is I really enjoy screen archery. I take pictures on almost every game I play, and the more immersed or more engaged I am with a particular game, the more I take photos. And I have a huge folder of photos from Plague's Tale. I think it's Plague's Tale: Innocence? Something like that. Anyway, wonderful game. Highly recommend to anyone who wants, you know, a story-heavy game that also has a bunch of gameplay in it. Though not as much as you would experience in, I don't know, like in terms of things you have to do, like in a first-person shooter or a Fallout-style game. It's more linear, but it tells a great story. It has an extremely solid visual aesthetic. It does a good job of giving you a sense of what the Middle Ages would have been like to live in, you know, as best we can, because we don't have video and from that period that we can like be sure things were the as we suggest in games and historical fiction movies and books. But they make a really solid stab at it, and from my expertise in medieval history, they've done their homework. Oh, and it has such good music, and Elisa, the main character, is such a strong female character. It's excellent. Mechanical : no subtitle required. Actually, you know what I recommend is watch Zero Punctuation. He basically does reviews on of video games on YouTube with I think it's called the Escapist Group, and he's hilarious. His name's Yahtzee, and he got well known for doing reviews, video reviews that were used cartoons as he voiceovered it, and the voiceover is zero punctuation, like he's just talking, right? So sometimes I have to pause it to sort of pause it to digest what's he's saying and also the jokes that are on the screen in the cartoons. But it's funny. It's really good. And anytime there's a colon, he always goes, you know, Plague's Tale, Innocence. He's not a huge fan of when game companies put colons in place, especially when there's absolutely no reason to, you know, like Plague's Tale. I mean, it makes sense if there had been an original Plague's Tale, like Plague's Tale 1 or something. To have Plague's Tale Innocent would kind of make sense, but no. The only mistake they made, in my opinion. All right, so we're gonna ask Dalu to join us and Hilliot to join. Nope, they need to be satisfied. Right, we're at mediocre now. Wow, we suck. All right, so what can we do? I can stop talking about not the game and focus on things that we can do to make our place a happier place to live. So currently we do have a bit of tilt, which isn't great. We were going to get more health systems in play. Let's see. Storage, lift, propulsions, desires, right. Clinics. Where could we put some clinics? Put one right over here to sort of support this section. We put one here. I like that idea of dropping one in here, and then we'd put like here. I'll show you what I mean. Here is where we put comfort stuff. They're like gardens and things like that. And then we could have right here a clinic. So that's what I'm gonna do. I think we need probably 2 clinics. So let me just check. We only have 10 idle. Ooh, clinics take a lot, right? Yeah, they take 3 people. Not great. So we need to find more people to join us. We're gonna steal this. We're gonna use the food. We don't actually need it, so I'm gonna take that off. We'll get one person in there so that we stop burning any food as we travel past. And we're gonna take a quick look to make sure we didn't miss anything here. We did not. So checking the map, we've already gone and done a big circuit here. I'm hoping we didn't miss anything over on this side. Doesn't look like it. We got the relics, okay. So I think we've done due diligence. We can go across. We're gonna head over to the next island, quote, quote. And the next highland. That's basically what they are. And we will fill up on coal as we swing past. We have plenty of wood, plenty of adobe, plenty of iron, plenty of glass. So we're ready and willing to start building and building heavily. But at the moment, we don't really need to. We need to continue working on lift and propulsion. Those are the two things that are kind of slowing us down. I'm going to speed up the game just to keep it moving, though. And we'll grab some water as we swing past, even though we're full on water. But, you know, we go through it so quickly. I'm sorry, I'm just looking around here, chat, to see if there's anything that we're missing as we swing past. There is a city over here, so let's head over and see what they need. In the interim, though, I want to see if we're flying over stuff and missing it. We'll definitely grab the relics. Wow, look at that. What's this place called? Monim's Foundry. That's cool. I like it. Alright, so what are they gonna say to us? Monim's Foundry, where they all work, no play, right? See the Chief Forge before anything else, towering above all settlements. The remaining buildings are scattered in a circle surrounding the forge. So I guess this is the forge here? The placement of homes was to keep their distance from the central fires, but their differential placement gave a mythical importance to the Chief Forge. We seek the king! Who is working hard in the Chief Forge. Taut muscles bulge as he screams orders, looking more like a foreman than a noble. But despite his commands, the huge forge merely sputters. He bitterly tells us of their folly, burning the nearby coal too quickly and efficiently, so that now the deposits have run dry. They cannot continue their forging without coal. The king marches away, shouting at his subjects once more. We know our purpose. Supply Monim with coal. So we can ignite it. Yeah, that's easy. We give them 20 of our coal. Sold! And then 2 of our people will make it happen. Do we need barter for anything at the point? Not really. Alright, so let's take a quick peek. Because stuff hides down in these valleys. I learned that the hard way. The first time I played, I was like, I cannot find this thing to save my life. And lo. Okay. So it has been 1 hour and 17. I do suggest everybody gonna have a stand up, you know, shake out your legs, and get a drink. I'm actually gonna use the washroom, so give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to leave this. I'll leave it running, because I'm literally just gonna run to and fro. I will wash my hands, chat. I will wash my hands. Alright, stand by. There. It's goodbye me. Leave it on speed 1. Be right back. Alright, thank you for your patience there, chat. Oh man, my back teeth were floating. Nothing quite like going and having a pee when you really gotta go. Heaven. Alright, so we've had a stand-up, we've had something to drink, let's get back to the game. Alright, we've nearly completed our mission. Speed it up. Excuse me. There you go. Chief Forge works again. The Great Bellows reignite, the Chief Forge, the people of Monim are odd. A few wish to join the Bringers of Coal, and we gladly accept them. The king marches toward us and claps everyone on claps every one of our backs in relief. We have renewed his kingdom and their dreams. He could not have been more delighted. Damn right. Yet eventually the coal we provide will also run dry. If we can build them a skyport to get their own, then surely they would join us. Yeah, no kidding. 15 wood, got plenty of it. 10 iron, got plenty of it. Do it. We basically just have to hang around a little longer. And return home. It's interesting, this might actually be a bug. I've run across this before, where you get full in one of your resources, and then it just stays there. It's like it's overfilling, in a sense. So like, it says 105, but it's actually at 150, so it takes a long time for it to actually come down, or it just doesn't. Like, when I completed most of the game last time, my coal got to this state, and then just stayed there forever. And we lost people, because we were mediocre for too long. Oh, it's frustrating. Alright, so how can we fix that? Let's fix this up. They need health. What's the other thing they needed? We could... We're just too big. We got too big too fast. So what do we do about that? I mean, desires, we can meet their desires, but we can only meet some of the desires. So as soon as this finishes, we're gonna start spirit healing. Gonna have to be. And in fact, we're going to stop this construction. We can only do it by flying away. And we can stop recruiting. So that, yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fly away. This is another orrery, so we'll go to get that. But we don't want any more inhabitants at mediocre. We don't want to be losing people, right? Mechanical Animal says, Mrs. Subjects, game music volume down a little, drowning you out. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Alright. The music is actually just cut out there for a second, Mechanical, so... let it pick up again, and then tell me how that is, because, I'm very much reliant on the listeners to help me with that. Thank you. Golden Sphere. We spot an object glistening in the sunlight. What sunlight? It's nighttime. This. Never buy this game. This. No, I'm kidding. As we approach, it reveals into a smooth, round shape. Immediately we recognize one of the golden spheres, a piece of the rumored nomad's orrery. This wondrous ancient construction would help our kingdom immensely. We carefully hoist the sphere upon our platform, knowing we are one step closer to building the wonder. So, if we take a quick peek at what that is, we've got 2 of 3. Okay, so we're close to the Tranquil Gardens, and we're very close to the the orrery, but we are not anywhere near. I can't find the Great Libraries. I might be flying over them and blind. Well, if you see them, chat, Oh yeah, autocorrect, great, Mechanical. Clinic upgrade, so that's helping. So if we look now, that means we've got 42 of our inhabitants with health, so that's cool. We're getting there. So if we build the Spirit Healer, what we're really looking to do is we need it to have a decent amount of range so that we can replace... Let me just zoom in here for a second. So we can replace minarets. Where are the minarets? There they are. So you see the glowing ones. We'll just sort of go top down for you. Minarets, there. So those 4 minarets each create a religious sort of influence zone. You can see this green circle. Everything that's highlighted here is getting religious support. And that makes our people happy, right? But if I replace that and put the spirit, whatever it's called, the spirit... I need to be there. The spirit healer. As a default, it has less range than the minaret has. So, yeah, a bunch of people would start getting health and religious support, but it would be like a circle about that big. So we'd probably lose a ton of people by the sudden shrink of desire coverage. Yeah. Okay, well, for the time being, what I am going to do, since we have 13 idle, is I'm going to throw down one last clinic. There's a way you can stack clinics, though. At least I thought there was. Something... Maybe not? Storage... They're stacking warehouses. Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, what we're gonna do for the time being is we are gonna putter around until we can get some research done. We'll set it on time 3. We aren't gonna pick up more people, but if I can fly by them at least and interact with them like that, they'll show up on our map. So let's see if we can't find, while we're doing research, we can't find some more of these guys, the fluorescent pawns, which give us dyes, which as soon as it's sunlight out, I can show you what it does. Well, I can show you right now. So, customize motifs. So right now, we probably picked up the marine dye. So if I click on that, and then click on that, and then say apply to type, it makes them all look like that. Very nice. Apply to type. I really actually liked having them like that, but it'd be kind of cool. Sorry, to do these guys in another color. Yeah, what about this guy? I want to see what that looks like when the sun comes up. Oh my god! We're running out of coal. We're gonna fall out of the sky, chat. Coal. There should be coal near us somewhere. I haven't paused. I've just set it to speed 1. So one thing we can do is just turn right around and head. I don't know that we'd make it across there. We're gonna head back and hope we don't die horribly. At least it's a giant red notice, right? I mean, one thing we can do is we could reduce... No, there's nothing we do. We gotta beeline back and hope that we find coal and fast. So, fingers crossed, chat. 12 coal units to get this distance. We can do it. I believe. Alright, close that off. Definitely pick that up, so we'll keep on moving. There's coal nearby. There's lots of iron. Ore. But that's no good to us. I mean, we could make charcoal burners, but they're expensive. Honestly. I think they require 3 individuals to operate. Let's see, charcoal burners. Oh, we haven't even researched it yet. So if we look at research, though, under resources, charcoal hut requires 4 workers. And it doesn't do a huge conversion. Not usually worth it. It's converting based on burning wood to create coal. How's food? We should definitely pick up this food as we swing past. That'll give us 10 food to add. You know? We may be about to crash into the ground for lack of propulsion, but we can't stop thinking about the greater good. Coal's running very low. That's okay, we can trade for it. So, they're too far. Come on, faster. Wow, there really is very little coal around here. That is something. I'm very surprised by that. It's cool. I like the tension. Look at how close we are and it won't let us engage. There, finally. Alright, so we're not going to construct that port because it could cost us, but we are going to barter for coal. Wow, look at those prices. These guys are a bunch of thieves. So what we can do, however, is we have... So water started coming down, which means it's not totally bugged out. That's good. We'll give up some adobe, some glass, and some iron. Yeah, so that's freed up a lot. It gives us 22 coal, and then what we can do is use some time while we're researching to go and find some coal that we can collect. There's some over here. We'll go get that. I'm going to speed it up a little bit as we go. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, it's a lovely Sunday out here in Nova Scotia, Canada. Sun is shining. It was snowing heavily yesterday. And, oh, I don't know, dropped maybe 20 centimeters. Which is not a lot compared to some places on the planet, but out here it's quite a bit. Things slowed to a standstill. So we're going to get as much of the coal as we can, and in the interim, we're also going to look for a supply of clay. Oh, we lost more people. This is not good. There we go. Faith Healer is done. So if we go to Desires, we want to increase the range as quickly as possible. In the interim, what I think we're going to do to protect us... Oh, wow, that means we have no idols. That's really not good. Okay, well, what can we do to make this work out? Do they go back to their villages? I mean, that would be helpful. Doesn't look like they do. I wonder if that's a way you can snooker yourself. We are satisfied again. Alright, so what we're gonna do is... we'll refill the coal as much as possible. There's more over here, so we're gonna get coal to maximum. The loss of immigrants to the cause, well, they're not immigrants anymore, they're citizens. Loss of citizens is troubling, but it does mean that we're using less resources. So we'll stack up coal as much as possible. And that'll give us time to do the research to bring in the faith healers, the spirit healers. And from there, we should be able to start collecting people again. We do have a relic over here, and we have a small settlement, so we will get that settlement as well when we have an opportunity. And we're going to take a peek around. I want to see if there are any great libraries hidden from view. You gotta look in the nook and cranny. Alright, so we're almost at maximum coal, which is good. We are going to send one worker to... Oh, we'll have to pull a worker off of coal. So few idle workers now, though. It means our industry is oversubscribed. But, on the positive, if we can get people as satisfied as possible... Yeah, half our inhabitants, just shy of half, have health. We now have 40 relics. We could buy tons when we get to the next. We have to head out into the water biome, though, to see... Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna have to do. So, water is our next thing. Food's doing fine. We have tons of coal. We do need to get some more clay deposit. We do have people working there, so let's take this down to 1. Put 3 on the oasis. We got 1 on the clay deposit. Take the coal down to 1 because we want to keep this steady. As long as this is over 1, like this is in the plus zone, that'll keep us at 60 while we get ourselves resupplied. The water's going up by +8. Food's slowly declining. But my thought is that if we do a dash out into the water biome, we can quickly find a town and then buy the new the blueprints for the new desires that we need. So I think that's the plan. Mechanical, based on the audio now, is it starting to sound, is it okay, music-wise? And so, from there, we're rebuilding the adobe, which takes us to the... We want to get ourselves to about 100 adobe. About 50 iron and about 100 glass would be good. So to get glass, though, we need to see if we can find quartz. A quartz deposit. Alright, well, I think we're good. Let's, we're gonna go out full speed here into the water biome and see what we can see. That looks great. Pretty game. As we fly deeper into the unknown, the ground ahead of us has visibly changed. One of our people has heard rumors of this place, and we encourage her to speak what she knows. She tells us that these are the shallows, large swaths of undrinkable salt water. Ancient kingdoms were built in these parts, and they must still exist today. Notably, there are fewer coal deposits, so we should make sure to be prepared as we venture forth. Understood. Coal isn't a problem for us. Yeah, it is. In-game audio could go up. Okay, thanks very much, Mechanical. Okay, so that's like a medium now, Mechanical, between where it was first and then second. And you'll have to let me know how that goes. That being said, we've again gotten into a quiet part, so give it a chance and then let me know. Alright, so we're gonna scoot over here. We're basically keeping our eyes out for any... Like, that looks like a city way off in the distance, so let's head in that direction. Because the problem we're in right now is, you know, we can just barely meet the needs of our people, right? Like, once we get the spirit healer, I think up to this, it might be worth replacing our minarets so that we're getting both health and... religion. Oh, there's lots of food. Awesome. Get quartz. It's for me. Oh, and a small settlement. What would happen if I bring, like, one person on board? They stay... Yeah, let's bring one person along with us. Add him to the quartz. Food's going up by 16 per hour. Water's going down by 4. We've maxed out our coal. See, again, this is what I mean. Like, we should have burned coal already, but we're at 60 of 60. It's like you can kind of buffer above it. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's all good. Such a beautiful area, too. But it does look more like swamps to me, to be honest. Ah, we found some more dyes, which means... Here, I'll show you. So this was the color we went with on our sails. If we want to make it a different color, we can do that. Too sure about that. Want something that makes them stand out a bit more. How about this? Yeah. I don't think that makes much of a difference. How about this? That doesn't make a difference at all either. Alright, well, maybe the sails should be light. They really pop. No, let's do that. That's kind of cool. Sort of looks like bronze or something. And we'll grab a little clay as we sweep past. Gotta keep pushing up the adobe just slightly. And we were... Oh, there's a town. I think. We'll call it a town. We'll grab water as we swing past. More water as we swing past. Coal is still maxed, which is good. And then we're gonna get over to these guys and see what we can find in terms of... what we can find in terms of blueprints to try to meet more of the demands of our people. We'll also have to collect the cotton to do that. On out there. See what they say. Broken Isles. We fly towards a small outcropping of islands ahead of us, curious of the structures we can see in through the mists. On our approach, we begin to hear loud shouting, and we brace for the unknown. Yet as we near, we note that the shouts are in fact cries of rejoice. Rejoice? Rejoicement? Rejoicing? I think it's more like cries of rejoicing. Cheers are emanating among loud whoops and shrill laughter. The Shallows had been expecting us and could not contain their joy, for they know of the prophecy and that the Airborne Kingdom helps them all. And the legend of the Airborne Kingdom had turned to doctrine in these lands, for in the distant past they were bountiful and rich, but through overuse they sank into the shallows. And the Airborne Kingdom would signal a new beginning for all. Alright, so they need some help. They require aid for the require aid. Maybe I should just... I'll take a picture of that to help them out, right? They require aid for the homes they have built or scattered among the 3 main isles. In low water, the people can travel between them, but low water has come ever less frequently. They need bridges to connect their lands as one, but the ability to build above the water and the materials required for such construction elude them. Prophecy foretells an airborne kingdom that will aid all lands. Our help to build these bridges would be the final proof needed to assure them that we are genuine. It was not that the isles were isolated, for light signals and even shouts in the right conditions could echo across the water, but to have a people, a family with such distant connections, we felt sadness at their state. Aww. So we need cotton and workers to achieve this. So that's fine, we've been collecting them. Cotton. So let's check for technologies. The hemp weaver will give us cotton. We are collecting hemp. The greenery will allow us to do the comfort component, and the balloon gives us lift, but it's low cost, no fuel, 1 worker, poor lift. Ugh, 1 worker. Why would we use that again? Oh, because you can fit it in really odd places. Alright, well, we need greenery, need that. Well, we might as well get the balloon. We aren't going to research the balloon for quite a while. Alright, so we're getting close. Let's slow the game down a touch. So let's look around here. Plenty of wood. How are we doing? Resources, we got... we could definitely... Let's go this way. And harvest between these areas. What's that? Oh, that's an oasis. Okay. Just look different out here. Lots of oases. So speaking about sound traveling over water, I grew up in the prairies, as I've been mentioning, and so that we definitely have massive lakes in Manitoba, like great lakes. And in fact, Manitoba used to be at the bottom of a, I think it was a prehistoric lake called Lake Agassiz, which took up a huge section of the Canadian Plains. I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe don't quote me, but anyway, the being immersed in the prairies, and the next closest thing was essentially Canadian Shield. You know, you don't deal with that weird sort of how sound travels across across water. And here, where I live, they signal a noon gun every day, with the exception being when COVID was quite bad and nobody was allowed to be near anybody else, they stopped sounding the gun. But otherwise, it's been sounding for something ridiculous, like 200 years or something along those lines. And it's amazing how when it's a still day, especially when there is a lot of fog, that gun is so loud and rattles the windows. And then on days which are clear and there's wind going and all that, you don't even hear the gun. It's remarkable. I've actually I was there not for the noon gun firing at the fort. I saw them fire another gun, a field gun, a small, using not a full charge. So we're talking like, you know, a quarter blank charge. There's obviously no shot, no cannonball in the cannon, just powder. But standing like, I don't know, 30 feet away from it, it made your gut shake. I couldn't imagine what it'd be like firing it fully loaded, like full charge, along with the shot. He must have been deaf. Alright, so basically what we got going on here is we are now collecting hemp, quartz, and we're running out of storage again. There it is. So what we can do, I think, which wouldn't be a bad idea, is we should stop collecting resources from here. So let's cancel that. Alright, cancel. That's canceled. Good. So we're gonna ever so quickly swing by the oasis. Kick up the speed of the game a little bit. So we're gonna swing ourselves along. And as soon as we can, we're gonna get as much water out of this oasis as we possibly can. We're gonna do a wide swing. So I wish there was a... I don't think you can actually do waypoints. It'd be nice if you could. That would be a cool quality of life. This is so nice. Look at this. The little fireflies. Your workers headed down. And then they'll head back up. And then look, if you look up, you can see constellations. Isn't that cool? Oh wait, look at that. Just awesome. Love it. Game is a very pretty game. Whoever came up with the visual pastiche, or whatever the term is for it, they did a really great job. My better half is into, we're gonna get greenery because it gives us comfort, and that's one of the main things are you sure you want to start this research? Required production building for research is not. Oh, right. So if we go over to resources, get the hemp weaver. So we'll do the hemp weaver, follow that with greenery, and then we should be in good shape. Now, in the interim, while we're collecting water... Oh, my better half is in architecture, and she was mentioning that the idea of a flying city, this sort of look and feel is something that others have done. It reminded of a particular artist. So, I'm not saying that this work done by the artists from the studio isn't original. It is, and it's beautiful. It's a big part of why I bought the game, was just the look of it. And then it turned out to be just extremely relaxing to play. So, what are we doing here? We don't have enough people lying around. So we do need to build... I was doing something until I started talking. We don't need any of these. We do need these, but they're not essential. Propulsion is fine. Hemp weaver, awesome, done. So, based on that, we're gonna get greenery in play, and then the next thing we'll do is probably efficiencies. It could be coal, like continue to make propulsion and lift, use less coal. Have people drink less water? That would be ducky. Right, we were going to try removing one of these and putting in a spirit healer, but because everybody's collecting water, we have nobody to do the work. So let's head back. And first things first, let's build the hemp weaver. Because it has to happen, right? We could put one here, and that's near a couple of, yeah, it's near a couple of warehouses, so I think that'll work very nicely. And I'm also going to throw in what is this? New research possible. After researching how to build greenery and a clinic, we now have an idea for a new building, the tea garden. Open the research tree and take a look there. All right. And we can also make the temple. So if we look under desires, tea garden and temples. So temples provide plus 10 comfort while also providing faith. So that's good. Tea gardens are comfort and health. Yeah, so we definitely want to get in that direction with that stuff. It's super useful. But, oops, for the time being, what was it that I really wanted to focus on? I'm gonna go for the efficiencies, and then we're gonna go for... yeah. Probably reducing the coal usage, since that's a real issue. Yeah, so you can see them weaving hemp now. So we're getting plus 1.8 an hour, and so to complete this quest, we need to have 5. I mean, we could trade for it. That's not a big issue. But I kind of like the idea of working for it. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to do quick swing this way. We don't need water, but what I need to find... We collect this guy? We did. So what I do need to find is... It wouldn't be bad to get more relics. We do need more food. What is that? Oh, that's a great library. Hey-oh! Awesome. That gets us one step closer to completing that tertiary quest. Alright. Let's speed it up a little bit. So, we'll grab a little more cotton. Grab food. We're gonna fill this up toot sweet. And I don't want to add more places to store things at the moment because it's really weighing us down. Very costly. So this should fill up. Once it hits 475, we'll adjust. Oh, look at how pretty that is. Stop. Hold on. Photo mode. So what we can do here on the photo mode is we want to reset everything. Take the exposure down slightly. Pop the contrast a bit so things stand out. Saturation. The cool thing about saturation is you can make it look very sort of pastel-y, Lego-y. I don't know what the term I would go with, like very fake. And that can be very cool, actually. Take a look at the framing. I like that. That's nice. Let's do a screenshot. Let's do another one that lacks that crazy saturation. Make it look more like what kind of excited us in the first place. Another thing we can do here to get this to have more of a golden glow for like dawn or dusk is we can bring it over into sort of the orange or red range and then pump up the filter strength a bit. Drop the saturation slightly so it doesn't look quite so cartoony, if you will. What I'm gonna do here. I like the idea of the sun in the distance. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, let's do something like that. Not too sure about that one. I think I need the filter to be stronger. Yeah, because it makes the haze, like look at that. And look now in the distance, you can see how that makes the city in the distance. When they're they really pop. It's sort of, it's like, there's a bunch of negative space here. Yeah, we'll do it like that. It's sort of, this kind of looks like Apocalypse Now. That's very cool. Yeah, so these are like little things that people can look in the distance and be like, what are these monoliths off in the distance? Very cool. Yeah. Am I a dork? Absolutely. Welcome to Pikeman Stream, where dorks come to play. Alright, so how are we doing? Food is getting quite low. So we'll bring up the last of this cotton, get it processing into canvas, and then we'll put everybody else on food gathering for now. Take that to maximum. And we are full. So what we can do is we're going to swing around in the meantime. We'll get as much food as we can possibly get. Water storage is full. Do we have anybody actually on water? We don't. See, this is what I mean. Like, it's like we've super saturated our water storage. It's like we're storing water molecules between water molecules. Heavy water, right? Did you ever do that experiment when you were in chemistry where you super saturate water with salt and then it has more salt than it actually can possibly have in solution, so you keep adding grains until it finally causes it to fully crystallize and everything just like all of a sudden salt just appears in the water and settles to the bottom of the glass. It's a lot of fun. It takes patience though, because you have to be adding it, like when you get to a certain point it's like grain by grain by grain. Alright, so the hemp weaver has become more efficient, which is perfect. I think in the interim, we were going to do increased efficiency for iron, but that's not really essential at the moment. We're not going to do the fen coal usage just yet. What we want to do is focus on things that are active. So we've done the vertical rotors. We can do the fans, so that'll be next. 8 hours for that. So let's see if we can help them now. Should be able to. We are. So we've given them a bunch of our precious hemp resources. We are going to trade for a little bit of coal because we're running low, but we have plenty of adobe. And we can always make more. So let's take that down. We'll do glass as well because it trades well. Iron does well. I'll give a little bit of iron. And there, we don't really need to worry. It's hard to get iron out here, so we don't want to use too much of that. But it's easy to come by wood. In fact, we should give up a bunch of wood because we're getting wood every hour. Yes, giggity giggity. Alright, so I think we're cool with that. Food and water are fine. So in the interim, we are going to grab a little more quartz while they build over here. And the good thing is let's try moving this out of the way. Second. Then we're going to put in Spirit Healer. So to do that, we have to have enough people to actually build it. Oh, and 5 people need to work it. Chat. I did this all wrong. Okay, so there. Let's put it. Kind of interested to try putting it here. So all of these are covered at the moment. Yeah, so if we move this, get it out of the way for a second. I mean, that's costing us every time I move that thing. I can't even get enough people because 2 are completing the quest. No one said I never said I was good at video games. I said I am a video gamer, not a good one. So anyway, we'll let this finish. I'll put it to high speed. Are we actually doing something here? We are. Okay. So currently we have plenty of water, plenty of food, plenty of coal. And we're not really moving around, so I wonder if that gets burn more coal an hour when you move. It doesn't seem to care. So in the interim, we'll collect quartz and we'll collect cotton while we wait for this to finish. I'll just stop, zoom in. That's really cool. I want to change what these guys look like though. What is this? Apply to type. Metal. Bridges are finished. Hooray! Our workers build the bridges above the rough waters, and soon the isles are reconnected. A few of the workers even join us. Nice. The joy among the people is unmatched, and now reunited with their clan, we must build them a sky beacon. Alright? We're not going to do that, because people are going to start leaving our kingdom, because they be unhappy. But, here's the thing. We have 5 idle workers now, which means, in theory, that I should be able to move this out of the way, dump Spirit Healer in place, and that covers everything, see? So these people will overlaps existing construction. Oh no! Okay. So how do we fix that? What we can do is destroy that, yep. And it might fit perfectly now. Perfect. And then also if we destroy this, we get workers. So it's going to be tight for a little bit, but ideally what's going to happen is this is going to cause a massive boost in the number of inhabitants who have health coverage. And in fact, one of the things I'm thinking about is we can move all of these guys back into this zone. So these extra levels can go back here, and what'll happen is it means we'll have even more of our people covered by health and religion. So look, see, they're satisfied because we have 62 are near health buildings. But watch, if I grab this, because this covers this region, you can see by the green. Look straight down so you can see it. Now watch, if we move, what was it? Before we move anything, 62 are covered. So we'll go like that, and go like that, and, like that, and let's just see if this is actually working. Apparently not. 2 inhabitants have health from nearby. Oh, right, because this only covers so many. Yes, it gives you health for 20 inhabitants, and what do we have here? These are 2s, these are 3s, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, or those are 3s, so 20. So right here alone is 20. So I didn't need to actually go around moving that. So what we could do is we now have 4 idle, but we need those idle individuals to actually do work outside of our town. So what we do is we now build the skyport. Exactly. Got it. So what we need to make that work is we can ditch quartz and focus on the cotton meadow. We're going to fill as much resources from the cotton meadow as we possibly can, and then that'll get us working on hemp fairly quickly. If we look over here, we're working on coal. Under resources, we're doing okay. The efficiencies we want to consider. Yeah. We're going to get that fin in place. Once we're sort of confident that we're sitting at satisfied, we're stuck at satisfied for a little bit, what we can do is we can fiddle around with how we're going to present our next stage of our city. And one of the things we can do is we can build some connections along here and then use that to create a back end where we can put fins. So we're now at 12 and 13, which means our workers are busy. So that's the only thing we have to do is take 2 workers away. 1, 2. Actually, I'm going to take them all away because we have no, let's put 2 on it and put the rest on the quartz mine so that we can get more glass going. We are going to need to get water, and we also need to find clay. Food's generally okay. There's clay there, so we only have 1 idle. Take you down. 2 working there, 4 working there, and 2 working here. Skyport. So what'll happen is with the skyport is we'll get an influx of immigrants, and we'll immediately make sure that their needs are met. So one of the things we can do here in terms of comfort, right, is there's like 0 comfort going on. Comfort is minus 35, and that's part of the reason people keep leaving us. So if we go over to desires, we should be able to build comfort buildings. So each one of these creates 1 comfort. So we need 35 of them, and it costs us lift to do it. Not great. Oh. Well, we're working. Once these things are built, we're gonna start making our way toward Jubilant again. And at the very least, what they can do is these little gardens. In fact, they all look identical. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of one here. Destroy it. I learned this also by chance, is that if I select the greenery, it'll now be a different one. And if I select one more time, it'll be different again. And select one more time, different again. So see, we got a little, I want to get rid of this. Yeah, delete that one. Yes. And we're going to put in place, I want another one of a tall one. I don't want that one. I really wish there was a faster way to cycle, and if there is, I don't know. But there's a lot of building games that have that aspect of it. If you're trying, like, City Skylines has it. The more, if you keep clicking, it changes what it's going to place. Mainly for cosmetic purposes. Fan upgrade. That's great. So we're doing better and better with our coal usage, which is one of the key goals at the moment. We are going to bump up our efficiencies at glass, and then we'll follow that with iron production. And then desires, nope. We want Tall plant. Oh, it reset us. One more try. This one. It is not this one. One more try. Oh, come on, game. Killing me here. Oh, it's really... like, no, I want you to use this one. Yes! So we gained an ally. So our first ally in the Shallows. Shallows, Highlands, and I don't know what this place is called. Somethings. So they're gonna give us +6 cotton every day. That's excellent. Means we don't have to scavenge as much. Oh, you didn't even send somebody to that chat. You're supposed to tell me when I miss this stuff. All right, so what were we at? So now we are at 109 out of 111. So we've made up for our lost workers, the people who took off because I was mismanaging everything. Yay me! Well done, Pika. All right, so what we're gonna do in the interim is we're gonna delete this building, which will make people unhappy, but we're gonna replace it with a better building. So delete that, and then we should be able to sneak in Spirit Healer, which will give them both religion. It'll meet both their religion needs and it'll meet their need for health. And in the interim, what we can do is keep working to put in things that'll meet their need for comfort. We're gonna toss that in place. I think... Oops. I think what you can do is if... I don't really want to screw with that, but these spaces in here we can eventually fill in. But it will require moving things, and while people are mediocre about the job we're doing, you really don't want to do that. So let's find other places that we can stick some greenery. And... no, I want a small one. There we go. And we can do that over here as well. And change to this guy. Oop, I shouldn't have paused it. See, I don't like to pause because I like it to be a little more challenging in the long run, but also because, you know, resources accrue, so I don't run into these situations of not having anything available. There we go. That's great. So how's that looking? So we're down to -30 on overall comfort. Paths are well lit, 67%. See, I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. So, oh, all of these buildings go against comfort. I had no idea. That's cool. That's a nice touch by the developers, that if I highlight over this, it tells me the things creating comfort problems. Well, that's good. We were going to put in something to light up the paths over here. Yeah. So, we go over to street lamps. Should probably put one there. That would put us... We'll see what it is after 67%. All right, so currently we're running really low on coal, so we'll trade for coal. And the way we're gonna trade is probably by just getting rid of a bunch of wood, since we get a whole bunch of wood per hour. We'll toss in a little... wrong button. Little glass. And that'll give us enough to work with. So in the interim, we're actually gonna turn ourselves around. Let's check the map. We're gonna head back to the Highlands and continue doing some work there. So we need to be going northeast. Oh, but... Oh no, where were we? I saw... Remember I said I thought we saw the Great Library? Where was that, chat? Where was it? Oh no! Okay, so which directions have we been heading? Glass smelter upgrade, that's perfect. And then we'll do the iron upgrade as well. Not that we're doing much of that. So we'll grab some water. We'll head this way. Head north. There it is. You saw the library. It's not a great library. It's not the great library, but it is one of the ancient libraries. So we're going to head in that direction. Currently, we need water. Actually, quite badly. So we'll get some from this oasis as we go past. We have very few workers, which is a bit of a problem. But people are satisfied. So if we check our map, there's a settlement northeast of us. So what we could do is scoot over here, grab the library for our tertiary quests. We are going to send some people to get food as well. We've emptied that oasis. We should send a worker here as soon as we can. And how are we doing? Quartz builds glass, and we're out of quartz, so... There it is, Library of Knowledge. We come across a large set of stone steps leading to an arcade wrought in a cliff's face. Immediately we recognize it as one of the lost libraries. Its interior contains vast amounts of knowledge, which could coalesce into the Great Library. This wondrous ancient construction would help our kingdom immensely. Gather the scrolls with great haste, knowing we are one step closer to building the Great Library. Alright, sweet. So if we check our tertiary goals, we now are 2 of 3 for the Tranquil Gardens, 1 of 3 for the Great Library, 2 of 3 for the Orrery, which is excellent. So currently we do need to, let's see if we can get a few immigrants to join us. And ask this person to join, they said yes, this person says yes, and the final person says no, because it's not happy enough. You don't make enough happy for them. But this gives us enough workers to actually work with. So we've been streaming for 2 hours, so everybody should have a stand-up, stretch your legs. I will lead by example. Oh, perfect. Crack out some of those joints. So we'll send a worker to get the relic. I think that's a settlement as well. Yeah, we're gonna scooch over there. This looks like maybe coal? Yeah, it is. So we're running low. We need clay for adobe or sand for adobe. It's clay, sorry. So we'll max that out. Did we actually get any of the quartz? I feel like we didn't. Oh, that's fine. Let's say no. That one. And get the one that's closer. More efficient on the iron. Awesome. So if we check the basics, gain more movement. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, that's exactly. Clearly, what we need is the increased capacity for the spirit healer, because right now, wow, 82 for health. That's really good. One thing we want to sort of target is maybe getting rid of one of these clinics, because the clinics have 3 people assigned to them. It'd be great to free those up. So we're gonna get coal. We are grabbing clay. We'll pull 2 off clay, put 1 on coal. Let's put 2 on coal. How's the water? Pull 1 off of that and put 1 on water. So we're stemming the hemorrhaging of water while we sit here and collect coal. So we'll refill our coal buffers. Check out this small settlement. Ask them if they'd like to join. 2 of the 3 will. We need to build a house for that person, so housing block. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have 4 houses in place. We only need 2, but it's good to have excess. Not too much excess, because you pay for it in terms of your lift issues. We are getting enough excess, what is this? Canvas, that we can start putting in a little more of these comfort deriving buildings. We'll put something there. And there, there, there. Oh, but get rid of that. Shoot. Okay, get rid of that. Yes. Get rid of that. Yeah. And then what we're gonna build. Right, we can't do that. We want to put this in place. I'm just trying to vary the model so it looks a little nice. Sometimes you want them to all look exactly identical, but I like putting in some variety, he says, as he fails to put in variety. Don't judge me, chat. Judge away, chat. Alright, so we'll throw that in there, and then I'm gonna throw, oops, wrong button, desire, and we'll put in a couple more of these. I like it. Very nice. And there sounds good. How close does that get us? We're at -22, but people are still building, so let's up the speed. And then what we're gonna do is... We already did this. Okay, we're good. Slowed the hemorrhaging. How are we doing in terms of resources? 19 clay. That's good. 18 quartz. That's good. The iron keeps being slowly processed. The coal is nearly full. We'll put everybody, as many people as we can in coal. We're getting 3 per trip. So 15 per round. So that should fill us up really, really quickly. And then as soon as that's done, we're going to put everybody on water. And then how are we doing for cotton? 37? Yeah, we need a lot of cotton, and this is the only biome you can really get it. That's often, I mean, it wasn't intentional, but by chance I went to this biome last in my first and only playthrough of the game. And it was perfect because, you know, cotton is critical for sort of in-game comfort. So that's one of the reasons I do want to get as much of this as I can now, so that we head back to the Highlands. We have plenty of it in stock. And so we'll put 5 on that, and any remainder on water patrol. Let's take it to 5 on water, 9 on cotton. And then we'll head back to the Highlands, complete the Highlands, and then we can swing around again to do the Shallows biome, the water biome. Yeah, because we've got all the quartz, almost all the clay. Got the relic. Is there anything else that we want to get? There is a city over there. I mean, we can make contact. I mean, there isn't really any harm in doing it. Sure. Let's make a... It's taking us further from our goal, though. Ugh. They're gonna make us do a quest, you know? Let's do it. No guts, no glory, right, chat? So 130 remain. We're collecting a lot. And 49 on the Oasis. 103 on the Cotton Meadow. So what we'll do is move up, see what this city wants, get the quest. Maybe it'll send us back in the direction we came from. And we can collect more stuff. See what they have to say. They're trying to fly away. Look at that. They don't know. City building. You're doing it wrong. Says the person with a flying city. So, Elysian Cape. Like most communities in the Shallows, Elysian Cape has no true leader. Their people rule themselves and come together to wholly make decisions as one. Sounds like anarchy. Their great pyre has been extinguished. After storms, this is expected, and they can rekindle it at the Tower of Flames, but after the last enormous tempest, the land stayed flooded, and no path to the tower existed. The pyre is a symbol of the lands, both in this cape and throughout the Shallows. Without this beacon, the people feel as cold as the surrounding waters. We must relight it. All the people in the Shallows know that the true Airborne Kingdom is an aid in dark times. What better way to prove our prophecy than by helping with such a task? Alright, we shall relight it. Do we need to barter? We have plenty of coal. Water's fine, food's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, let's get out of here. Question is, where do they actually need us to go? Well... Oh, Mohm's Foundry. Where was that? That was way over here. Right. Alright, is it just a quest that we do for them? Question mark? Oh, so we need to check these circles to see if we can find... Oh no, we light each of the towers. Okay, well, come on, man. Come on. Ask it a bit much, don't you think? Yeah, what we can do is... I don't mind swinging around as we go up. We may claim the quest later, but yeah, alright. So we need to head southwest, I think that was? Yeah, it's dead zone out there. Yeah, we're gonna head immediately, do a little turn to port, and then we can go full speed. Food and water are low though. Question is, where can we get more? Any of these guys? This is just cotton. We're too far. Well, we'll divert a little bit, pick up from the oasis. People are still satisfied because we have 82 inhabitants that are near health buildings. We have 12 idle. So we'll get as many people on the water as we can. And we'll start heading southwest. And in the interim, one thing I would like to do again is switch out to this building. We're going to destroy it. And I'm going to slow it down so that we don't lose everybody to mediocrity. And is that enough? It is. So we'll put in a spirit healer there. Perfect. And it looks a little rough, but it's fine. I mean, I'm not claiming I make the prettiest city, but it's my city, you know? This is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine. That sort of idea, right? There are many Skyborn kingdoms, but this one is mine. That looks like where we have to go. Just pull my headset out from the mic with a bang. Bye-bye. There we go, chat. I hear what you're hearing. Thanks again to everybody for tuning in. It means a great deal. We haven't been streaming regularly in the past year, but it has been more than a year. We've had a Twitch anniversary as a streamer. In terms of actual time streaming, it's not been hordes of it, but had a pretty loyal audience, which has been really, really nice to have people come and share the time and watch the show as it unfolds, which at times is awesome and at times is catastrophe, but that's okay. It's always entertaining. And I've been thinking about games that I want to play next. I mean, I would totally go back to playing I'm thinking Kingdom Deliverance, which would be a lot of fun as a medieval style game. But no, Plague's Tale Innocent for Mechanical Animals Better Half, that would be fun. Very story heavy, so I might start from the beginning just to remind everybody where we were, but I'll play it, you know, focused and intensely. So there we go, we lit that tower, which is great, so that one's done. How far south are we? Well, we could swing like that and then head back up, which is, I think, a good idea. I mean, we can see what's down here. The food would be excellent, so we'll get past. How are people doing now? Yeah, 102 of our 115 have health, so that's perfect. And we'll get water. And we'll pick up these dyes, which did what? I want to see... We can change how our apartments look. Oh, that's nice. Purple. Boom. Maybe a different roof, though? It's too dark. Yeah, let's go with that for the time being. I mean, I really want to find some more sort of metallic colors, which we seem to have missed. I don't know why. We'll grab a couple more migrants. We're satisfied, so we can get 2 of the 3. How close are we to leveling up? There's a way to tell that, and I'm blanking. It was... I don't know. The reality is, I look at this stuff, I think about it, and remember it, and then promptly forget about it. Yes. I mean, chat knows. I've had situations where I'm in the midst of telling a story, get distracted for literally 2 minutes to do the game, and then have no idea what I was talking about. I need people to give me, like, rapid playbacks or something. Alright, so water's doing great. Food's starting to get a little... I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's plus 16. No problem. Definitely would love to have more of the cotton, but turns out we don't actually need it. We moved out of the thicket. Yes! So now, just so you can see, what we did there was we upped the number of people who get helped by each spirit healer. So if we actually look at how satisfied everyone is, 115 have faith, 115 have health. Everyone has what they need. So what we need to really do is just focus on comfort. So I think the next thing we're going to do there is put in place the tea garden, because it does both health and comfort, and it doesn't require that we be in a particular range, as far as I remember. So I think we're okay there. We're going to grab this relic, which I think is great. Check the map. And so basically we want to head sort of northeast, north and northeast to get those last two towers taken care of. And there's food on the way. Ideal. It's like I planned it that way. There's food there too. Plenty of opportunities. Cinder worker, that's 2 ruins side by side. We have so many relics. That's one thing I'm not sure if it's well balanced in this game. Mechanical Animal says, I think 2 minutes to be distracted from completing a story is generous. It's true. It's totally like, I have goldfish brain. Wow, a castle. Wow, a castle. Wow, a castle. Yeah, it's bad. So we'll call it 15 seconds diversion from a story. I'm just doing a quick barter here, chat. We're gonna grab more, using wood, we'll grab some more coal, food and water, everything else is ducky. Not gonna worry about that. I need a Ricola, because I'm not used to talking this much. My better half makes me sit in a corner very quietly all day. Like, don't you make a sound! Like, oh, don't hit me, my beautiful face. I'm giving her a bad name. Not true, chat. Treats me with love. Don't make her angry at me. Alright, so we're gonna head northeast here. So this is us. So somewhere in here is that thing we have to relight, the beacon. The beacons of Minas Tirith are lit. Gondor calls for aid. And Rohan shall answer. It will be a red day. Mechanical analysis. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. I've seen the ball gags. Do we need the quartz? No, because we're actually loaded to the gills at the moment. Do we want the migrants though? Damn straight we do. This guy won't join. This is there. Here's that bug again. Take a picture of it. I don't know that for sure it's a bug, but I'm pretty sure it is a bug. It might be that in the newest build. Oh, what's that? Oh my god, chat, we finished one of the great relics. Golden sphere. We spot an object glistening in the sunlight, encircled by ruins. As we approach, it reveals a smooth round shape. Give it to us. This reveals the entire world map to us by tracking celestial bodies and referencing their positions to the ground below. This building is unique, and meaning only one can be built. So, what we can do, just to show you, chat, is under wonders, we can build the orrery. The problem I have with doing this is it takes some of the joy out of the game, right? So I think we're gonna wait a little bit to do it. Let's get a whole bunch of water coming in. People are satisfied, but they're uncomfortable still. They minus 11 on the comfort zone. On the comfort meter. They're so unhappy. Did we already get the library? We did. Oh, wow. That means the orrery and the great library were sitting side by side. There is some random generation that goes on, so that's bound to happen. Let's speed things up. Anyway, so yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll complete more of the highlands before we build the orrery, and that will give us it'll keep some of the, what do you call it, the sort of mystery alive with the game. And then once we've sort of found all the major cities, it just it can become a bit annoying after a while to have to like search everywhere, every little corner to find all the things that you want to find. So I think at that point it's good to put in the Orieri. Such an awkward word to say. And I love words. You ask mechanical animal. I don't shut up. You know it. Did we go to this city already? Tea garden's done. Excellent. So if we build 2 tea gardens, we can basically take care of the comfort issue. I'd like it to increase comfort and increase capacity. So that's expensive though. Holy crow. Let's slow things down and make a decision here. Is there anything else we really need to do at the moment? I mean, I wouldn't mind for people to use a little less water, but that's part of the motivator in the game, is searching for resources. We can increase storage with warehouses. I think that's a good call, because we're always running into limits with that, and it gets frustrating. So let's talk to this city. Cora Bay. Mechanical says, that's true. He has fancy words just for the words. Like, he's like a lexicon. It's true. Or like lexicon, sorry. Yes, it's very true. I'm a walking dictionary and not useful in any other capacity. I mean, the amount of trivia I know, if I could harness that into a job, I would be rich. But really, I'm the equivalent of a walking coffee table book. And just as attractive. Boom, boom, tsh. Okay, the people in Cora Bay work together harmoniously. Like, everybody in this planet, like, is just harmonious and doesn't need leaders, you know, or they're, like, really focused on being good workers. You know, nobody has faults. Except for having somehow destroyed their planet. But anyway, moving on. They are trained from birth to understand the rhythms of the world and their people. Music fills the air. Oh, so beautiful. Music fills the air, meant to celebrate our arrival in Cora Bay. But in the melody, sadness echoes. We learn that the Corals had nearly finished their masterpiece, the Grande Harpe, but they lost it to the storms. The barge that held the nearly complete instrument and its final construction materials was washed away in the last enormous deluge, the same that still kept the lands flooded. Oh, if we could find the Grande Harpe, we return it to Cora Bay. Harmony would resume again. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. They give us our shit. That sounds ducky. Alright. Let's figure out what we really need. We should trade for some coal quickly before we leave. Give us coal. Yeah, we'll give them more of our wood for that. A little bit of... Do we want to give them adobe? Give them 2. How are we doing for... Yeah, we'll give them a couple glass and then more wood until it's finished. Awesome. Are we tilting that far? Does that look like we're really listening to port? Let's see. Let me just build something. Housing block. If I put a house over here, yeah, we are listing. Only 1 degree to right, but to starboard, but it feels stronger. Just build a bunch of houses to try to balance it out. How does that look? Very nice. Very, very nice. Alright, so we should gather a little more quartz. We'll speed up the game. We'll probably need a little bit of forest. We're definitely needing cotton at this point. So if we check the map while that runs, we have... The Grand Harp is north of us. Skyport is over here to Monim's Foundry and the Great Pyre. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to leave the Harp for the time being because we're going to want to come back to this zone. We'll head back to the Highlands, complete this stuff, and then go from there. Yeah, so we're going to head out in this direction, which means we need to go like straight west. And in the interim, we're collecting a whole bunch of resources. We've stopped getting quartz because we moved out of range. We will grab a little clay to make more adobe. We'll pull these guys off, push them onto this cotton meadow. Clay is gonna empty out really quickly because they have 9 units, 3 per trip. We have 5 individuals on that. Small settlement. We will get people to join us. Still not jubilant, but we can fix that, I think, pretty quickly at this point. I'm actually gonna slow down. We'll build the tea garden. Yeah, we'll put one right here. So that'll give us +5. We're currently at -11 comfort, but we can put more comfort buildings. I like to sort of, we could just build them all in the front and be like, hey, it's done, but I kind of like to roleplay it a bit to like, you'd want to have green spaces, right? So like these individuals living here, they have this green space and this green space. So they go to the clinic and see the green spaces and they stop at the tea garden, you know, and then they head to work and, you know, it's just, I don't know, it feels immersive. Yes, immersive. All right, based on that, because I like the immersion, we should build, oh, look at this. Isn't that cool? They're building, is this a new one that they're building? A housing block. Oh, and they're idle because I've used too many of them to collect resources. Sorry, guys, my bad. Wait, what did we get into here? Oh, it's because we're building so much. Everybody's on construction, and I overbuilt. Well, that happens. Is the tea garden done? Oh, look at how nice that is. You see? They got like little trees inside the tree garden. That can't be sanitary. That can't be sanitary. With all the chickmunks. Yeah, chickmunks, I said. Chickmunks. Alright, missing ore, that's fine. So currently, everybody has faith, everybody has health, and we're almost at full comfort. So we could deal with the remaining by building either another one of these tea gardens, which isn't a bad idea. In terms of immersion, I'm gonna put one over here. How do you rotate it again? What did it say? R to rotate. I think we'll put one right here, and then that'll service this section. So we'll basically have clinic, clinic, tea garden, and then there's a clinic sort of down here in our industrial region for people who get hurt while at work. I like that. I like that. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna get some more quartz. I'm gonna speed up the game. Food, we should probably get food as soon as we can. Water's a necessity. Coal's getting low. Ah! We need all the things, chat. You know what we'll do is we'll get underway. We're gonna head back. We're gonna find that tower we're supposed to light on fire. Best job ever. What do you do? We fly around in the sky and then light towers on fire? Jesus. It's like when I was working with, as a civilian with the military, you know, I got to go aboard ship and I was like, I'm getting paid to do this. To hang out on a warship. Of course, I got horribly injured during one of those times and it eventually cost me my job with the organization because I couldn't do my job anymore. But before that, it was awesome. So, let's see. So the tea garden, I really want it to be more comfortable. Is there anything else we need? We don't really need the balloons. Propulsion-wise, what we're going to do is we're going to decrease the amount that the Fen will use because that's one of our next big purchases is going to be the Fen. So we just increased how much stuff we can hold in the warehouse. So that's great. We'll get more water. Does anybody here want to join us? That's it. Alright. So, in the past, it was always, when you recruited, it was always first recruit, mediocre, must have mediocre status. Second group must have satisfied. Third must be jubilant. But maybe it's something that changed in one of the updates, that it can, some of the places have more, are like more resistant. They're more structured in their demands. Anyway, we'll start this fire. The Great Pyre is burning. We should go back to Elysian Cape, and we will do that. But in the interim, I really want to get back to building Moens, or whatever the place is called, building their new home. Their skyport, sorry, not new home. So let's go full speed. Hit speed 3, everybody. Let's see, what are we at? We're at 2 hours 39. So 2 hours and 40, which means we've been streaming about for 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm gonna probably stream maybe for another 15 minutes to half an hour, and then we'll call it for the day, because I got a bunch of stuff to get done before going back to work tomorrow morning. But I'm glad that people did join me. That makes me feel like Mr. Rogers. Thanks for being here. You're all special. I actually watched that movie about him, Won't You Be My Neighbor? I don't know, I can't remember exactly what the title is. It was Tom Hanks. It's a good movie, though it's interesting because it circles around a magazine writer, an author for a magazine, and he's tasked with doing a fluff piece on Mr. Rogers. Fluff, quote, as he would put it. It's not what he does. He's an investigative journalist, and let's just see how often I need to turn dramatically. Turn this way. Oh, we're running so low on coal again. I did it again, chat. Let's see if we can see, is there coal around here? There is. Let's go load up. I got distracted. We're all gonna die. Anyway, this investigative journalist is told to do a fluff piece on Mr. Rogers, and so he does. And what's interesting is the piece he was supposed to write is 400 words long. He ends up writing 10,000 words. And his wife reads it, and she's like, this is good, but it isn't about Mr. Rogers, really. It's about you. And that's the same, like, it's like a meta comment on the movie, right? Sort of fourth wall breaking, in which the movie isn't so much about Mr. Rogers. You think of it as sort of like a biographical piece on Mr. Rogers. It's not. It's a vertical slice in his life and how he influenced this other person. So it's like a microcosm of how Mr. Rogers influenced many, many people, but it's just this one slice make it an easy to digest story. So yeah, it was really it's good. It's weird in terms of how it's put together, but I just watched Miss Bala before that. That movie is so mediocre, it's terrible. So by comparison, this was really good. And you know, I have to say, like, it is an endearing piece. Let's slow the game down a little bit. What do we need next? I really want the tea garden to have more comfort and more capacity in the long run, so let's just do one after the other. I really want to get back to Jubilant, and we're almost there. We need to build, essentially, one more garden. Let us build some lettuce up front. Desires, greenery, and then put in a different style of greenery. That looks almost exactly the same. Let's try again. That'll be fine. And one more. Oh, there's that. That one I was looking for so hard last time. But this clinic is sort of surrounded. I like that idea. Not fully surrounded, but, you know, the people who are in there can look out and see some nice greenery. And if any of them have vertigo, they can look over this side as opposed to that side, where, like, you know, the vertiginous patients are all hurling off. They put them all on this side, and they're like, no, look at the pretty trees. Oh, thanks. That's nice. Question is, can my workers actually get to there? I probably don't have any workers, to be honest. They're all getting coal. Let's see, what are my people doing? There's 6 on construction, yeah, so. But if I've done my job right, in a moment it's gonna tick over to Jubilant. Come on! You can do it. We'll take a little bit of that. Get some quartz. Get some iron. There it is. Jubilant, my friends. The first time I saw this, because you basically started Jubilant, I thought it was like, do you fill up this circle? If it's, this circle is like a quarter full. That's not very jubilant. Alright. We're gonna push over to grab these dyes, and then we'll head south. I think that should work out nicely. Take us to speed 3. We're researching better comfort. Comfort's now at 4, which is perfect. We have some iron coming in. We have quartz coming in. We have tons of glass. Or sorry, adobe, glass. Not a lot of iron. We're gonna have to work on that, and tons of cotton. So really, the thing we want to work on for the next little bit is getting in ore. We'll get some more recruits in. Wow, that's the first time we've gotten full recruits in a long time. There's like just, when I played this the first time, I was in completionist mode, which I normally don't do because I don't have the time for it. But I wanted to collect absolutely every person you could. And I did. I went around the map, making sure all of them were 3 out of 3 in terms of recruitment from each settlement. And that took some time, I'll tell you, because there was a lot of places where I hired people with only satisfactory, so there's like one individual that had not yet been hired. Oy. Never again. I don't like doing tasks for the sake of doing them, especially in gaming, because I don't have the time to screw around with that. Let's find out what new dyes we got. Ooh. That's cool. What could we make that color? Can I cancel that? No. That's the one thing I don't like. You have to sort of like guess at what it was before. Let's make our town hall like a really brilliant. Oh no, water! Again, chat, you're supposed to warn me about these things. You're supposed to be looking at the numbers and saying, Pika man. Alright, so we can get to this oasis. So we'll move as fast as we can over there and set all of our workers on it. Food's okay. Come on, you can do it, I believe. Yeah. So it's at plus 22. So what we can do, chat, at the moment, if we check our map, is we can head right for Monum's Foundry. And... Whoa, water is one of... But we're refilling at 26.5 per second. Or per hour. There we go. Well, we'll have to sit tight for a second. Definitely nearly missed a tick. That could have been bad. I honestly... It is a lot harder to stream and play a game. I really didn't think about it when I was a viewer, but now that I'm, like... I don't even think about it much when I'm streaming, but... Compared to how I was playing this game by myself, I was catching all this stuff, my numbers were always high. I remember giving feedback to the developer saying, oh, it'd be nice if this was harder, you know, and apparently they got that from a lot of people. That wouldn't it be cool if, you know, crossing the Great Barrens, you really had to think before you crossed, you know, like big spaces between biomes. You had to like stockpile resources, and there might be oases along the way that you had to sort of like scout out, and that's hard to do because this is a procedurally generated game in some respects, but not impossible, I suppose. A lot of work for a small studio. Anyway, so I was like, you know, this game needs a hard mode, but I don't know that I could do hard mode while streaming. I managed to get so turned around, and I've never had a resource warning like that playing on my own. So it's nice. It's it shows what cognitive load is all about. Like when your attention and cognitive resources are spread thin, how you pay for it. All right, so we're gonna go to the foundry and build them their skyport, and hopefully that means they'll send us iron or something, which would be ducky. So what we can spend money on right now is we can take a look around. That's already been I think we don't even need to collect relic anymore. I think we found everything. We do need to trade. We definitely need water. So we'll buy water. What do we have tons of? We can give them wood. Take us down to under 100 on wood. We have adobe. How much is adobe worth? Adobe's a good trade. Wow, canvas is a good trade. Take it down to 90. 76. We should probably get... We have 76 out of 105 water, but food is kind of low. So, food, what can we trade? Wow, canvas is such a bad trade for that. It was so good at 1 for water. What else can we give them? I'm not giving them coal, because I'm going to barter for coal in a moment. Let's do that. I want to get us up to 40 on food, because we're going to have to putter here for a little bit. Another thing we could do, chat, is see what resources are nearby and really process them at a rapid pace. Forest over there. We'll grab the iron. Ah, there's food here. Gonna move over a little bit, we'll grab that, because at least what we can do is the food will stop hemorrhaging if we collect the thicket. A little bit in the thicket, like there's 11 remaining in terms of resources, so we'll gather that. Oh wow, we just stripped that iron mine. We're like locusts. Like Independence Day. We're just gonna strip your planet, no worries. Look at how this bubblegum, I don't like this at all. How about this? No. How about that? No. Skyport's done, woo! So that gives us, either 2 of 3 or 2 of 4. I can't remember how many cities there still are to find in the Highlands. They will also give us iron ore, perfect. So, we don't need to hang around anymore. So if we take a look at the map, there's going to be cities up in this region. So what we could do is thread the needle through here, checking to see if there's anything that we missed worth viewing. We have too many souls on board, so what we should do is build a couple more housing blocks. Things are still balanced, so that's okay. That looks all good. There we go, we're nearly out of wood at this point. Adobe's fine, I'm not sure we need to really waste... Well, we'll put a few people in there. We'll grab this food as we swing past. Oh, we already got that one. Where was that? That was here. I mean, we flew over this. I didn't see anything that stood out to me, but we could have flown right over a great library and I wouldn't even known, because that's where I was panicking about coal, right? Speaking of which, we should really buy coal before we head into the northwest at this point. Thanks again to everybody for joining me today. It's always good to spend a Sunday afternoon with some nice individuals like yourselves. Except for Mechanical Animal, he's a monster. Holy crow, look at how much coal is here. Jeez. We can't really not get any. Let's see, how much do we have? There's tons of iron. Yeah, I think that's good. That's fair, says Mechanical Animal. I'm kidding, Mechanical's amazing. Alright, so we just boosted the functionality of our tea gardens, which now means we have 10 comfort, so we're gonna continue boosting. Actually, you know what? We're not gonna do that. We are gonna go to not increase coal storage. I want to increase the efficiency of anything we can. We're just burning coal so fast. 32 hours. That's 16. Let's do that on the propellers. Like, if we can get... Like, we're doing -3 an hour, and it's really hurting us. Okay, so get some quartz. Like, hey, do you want to join us? I guess we must have hired everybody from here. It's not an option to get them to join us. Oh no, really? Please come join us. No, I think not. All right, so what I'm looking for here, chat, is to see if any sort of big buildings highlight. Oh, go out this direction. How much water is there? 12. Oh, this is this is one of the places we emptied out, so we don't have a lot of time to screw around. What we're gonna do is we're gonna push through. There's coal, so we'll get as much coal as we possibly can. We moved out of line with the ports, so we'll get coal to maximum. We're doing plus 28.8, so that's perfect. Water and food are dropping quite quickly, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pause for a second over top of this coal deposit. We're just gonna get everything. So we have 17 idle individuals who can work on deposits. Everybody's happy in terms of overall comforts being met. Paths are well lit. People have faith. People have health. So really the current concerns we're running up against here are water and food and coal. So just gonna keep moving because we need to find water. There is an oasis in that direction, so let's try to get that. We'll grab a little quartz as we fly by, grab a little iron as we fly by. That means we're picking up a little bit of resources that we can work with, and then we can trade whenever we get where we're going. What's this? An Eternal Forge. This is perfect. This is what I was talking about when I said I wanted to find some more metallic colors. Oh, that's nice. There we go. So now, like, it's very obvious where our people live. It's nice and dark. Though, I kind of like if we did this. Did something more neutral and then made the more important buildings really pop. Something like... Or should I do the opposites? That's alright. Maybe not quite so... Look at that. Not quite so crazy. Micah? That's like... Looks like the Oompa Loompas puked on it. You know what? I liked having this be really dark. It was kind of cool. You know what? Let's just do it. You only live once. Alright, let's slow down our roll a little bit so we can see... We found some more dyes, so that's cool. Maybe that will change what we're building. These are the new dyes. Find type. I mean, whatever, it's not that interesting. I still kind of like it, but it's not that interesting. Wow, look at them. There's so many of these, like, dye buildings. Getting a little low on food and water, so I think at the moment we'll grab these dyes and then we're going to head to this come on, you can do it, this oasis. You can tell I'm getting tired after, you know, 2 hours and 45 minutes of streaming because I'm just starting to mumble at people. And as various individuals can attest to, I do not mumble. Talk a lot, but I don't mumble. Alright, so we'll get the oasis going. Actually, since COVID has happened, I haven't talked a lot because I'm pretty much isolated in my house most of the time. I have chronic illnesses that make me a risk case for getting very sick and dying from COVID, despite my age. And yeah, so don't go out much. So I spend my days actually being pretty quiet, but when people are around to listen, oh yeah. People here, because I be talkative. Alright, so I don't want any more of the adobe, and it doesn't sell for very well. Or the clay to make adobe, but the iron does. So we'll do that. And how are we doing? Oh, we don't need any more quartz, because we have 175 when it comes to windows, glass that is. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to finish filling up the oasis as much as possible. So we're going to speed this up. We have plenty of coal. We're going to need more lift soon. What would happen if on the vertical rotor we put it here? We'd have a small tilt to the front. So people don't like living next to it, right? See how red it gets? But it's okay if I put it here right beside the tea garden where they relax. Yeah, okay. Okay, it's no worky. I mean, we could choose to put up a fan. Oh, the vertical rotors don't require people. That's interesting. Like the only thing that doesn't require individuals. Food's really starting to get low, so we need to find a resource that we can tap in terms of food. We either need to trade for it or pillage someplace. I mean, one of the things we can do as soon as we're done the research tree item that we're working on at the moment is we can research how to get people to eat less. I don't understand how that works exactly. You know, it's one of those weight control drugs from, like, you know, the 30s. It's like, here, take this thing, it'll make you not hungry, and it just turns out to be cocaine or crystal meth or ecstasy, because all of those have been used to control diet in people. Let's just drag every bit of water out of that oasis, and let's see what this city is in need of. Jukar Lookout. Let's approach the king. We approach the king, who agrees to only a brief meeting. He believes in our prophecy and retells the legends which claim that the Airborne Kingdom will help those in need. The ground nearby is fickle, and his farmers must track the distant skies and stars to understand the perfect times to plant. But clouds thicken by the year, and they need a way to study the stars, even through the mists. They have the ancient plans for an observatory, created long ago in the Barrens, but they lack the knowledge or resources to begin construction. If we could aid his people, the king would convince them of our cause. Alright, so build an ancient observatory. We give them the required materials and some workers. So we need wood, got plenty of it. Adobe, plenty. Iron, plenty. Done! You do you, guys. Let's barter. We do not need coal, but we definitely need food. We have tons of glass, so we can use up some of the glass to get food. Take it down to 106. Do about the same with the Adobe. And anything else that we desperately need. No, we got tons of water, plenty of... Now, the thing is, we could get ahead of our food problem if we really care to, because we have a lot of people. So we could throw down another... I wonder if windmills stack. We could put a windmill here. In theory, it should boost. And then we could put down a second farm. But we don't have the people. And we don't have the wood either. Which is fine, because we get wood. We get wood, giggity giggity, all the time. Right on. Mamble, mamble, mamble. This is a mechanical animal. Is that, oh, come on, you can do this, brain. Mamble, mamble, mamble. Is that Princess Bride, or is it, Labyrinth? Jukar Lookout. We finish our construction, gaze upon the heavens from far below. Some of the locals who help now wish to join us, and we gladly accept their offer. The king is convinced that he must share this knowledge. He sends 3 natural philosophers to us. We must take these to the other kingdoms in the highlands. Ugh. So there are four kingdoms in the highlands. I think we've found 2, maybe? And we're going to have to bring resources or philosophers to 3 others. The king's point is valid, only then will he ally with us. Yeah. Yardy, yardy, yardy. So, based on that, water's fine, coal is fine. We should definitely not trade for water. We should trade for food. Give up a little more of these resources. It's fine. And we're done. And I want to see... How can I tell if this is getting double boosted? Doubles productions and farms can clump together with farms and other windmills. I mean, it suggests that it's working. We're getting 2.2 per hour from farms. I feel like we should be getting better out of that. Cost too high. Oh yeah, in terms of... Oh, we really need that lift. Vertical roller costs 10. So, give it a few more seconds until we get enough wood, and we should be able to push this over. Yes, propellers use less coal. Perfect. That's very good. So what I'm actually going to do is go to basics here, slow down the game a little bit. We're going to set it up that they eat less food. It's an expensive research project, but I think it's going to be, in the end, worth it. So I need to get some lift in place, because if you look over here, 232, 235, we're just running up against it. So the two things we want to do is put in a vertical rotor, and I think we're going to put it here, because I don't like, it looks nice sitting it here, but it really messes with my, you know, like my immersion zen that this extremely noisy object would be right beside the tea garden. So I am going to put it here. The other reason we're doing that is we're going to put a tail in play to give us some extra propulsion. So I think we'll put it like that, and the idea will be to bring this down, bring it over. All right, there we go, and then we'll fill in these areas with odds and sods. Yeah, that looks really good. And then just making sure we're not getting in trouble here while I do work. No, we're good. So in terms of propulsion, we need 12 wood for the fen, which is going to be our next major object that we put in place. And it's going to give us a ton of propulsion. We're down to 52. We're moving at half the speed we could be moving. So I feel like we're burning a lot of coal unnecessarily. Food's still an issue. I mean, maybe the windmills aren't actually working together. Well, you know how we can tell? 2.7 per hour. Let's move this one. Throw it over here. There. So, okay, yeah, it isn't. Doesn't work. Look, the 2.7 per hour. So if we get rid of this, it's gonna save us a bunch of people. It costs us resources, but those individuals can now be put to doing other important things. So if we take propulsion wise, if we throw in this fen, line it up with, yeah, that looks, I mean, it looks weird, but we'll probably put a couple of fins across the back, and then in the interim we can throw in another farm once we have the wood to do so. And in fact, we can make that happen faster by harvesting from here. The main risk is that, I mean, we have to head out in this direction anyway. Find the other kingdoms. So, but, oh shoot, that's not what I meant to do. Max out forestry, we're just gonna take all the forest away from that area. Sorry, little animals. Sorry, lanimals, we're gonna take your homes. But we have to be really cognizant of the fact that we've topped our water and our coal. We've saturated them again, like they're not actually dropping like they should. But our food is a major issue. I mean, we'll get it under control once we have enough, farms in play. Something like that. I want to put, like, that whole amount in play and then see if that sort of stabilizes the food. But remember, the cost of doing this is that we need more water condensers. Like, you can see how much the farms actually take. It's basically a conversion system, right? If you have an excess of water, you can convert it into food. So, we're definitely going to grab some of the coal and some of the iron for the time being, and some of the wood. You're probably asking why I get the coal is because, like I said, I'm pretty convinced that you kind of super saturate your storages once you get them to maximum, because it takes a long time for them to start dropping again. So I'm kind of like bumping that up in hopes that it'll give us a little bit of breathing space as things start to go pear-shaped, which they will. You know, we definitely need to find food. We don't really need the water at the moment. What's this? This is the other city we're trying to find. Wonder if you can see one of the libraries. I'm just sort of running our cursor to see if anything highlights. That's so cool. I love the look of this game is just so swish. Sort of like geometric angular forms. Really nice. Alright. So, let's talk to this city. What do they need? Crag Perch. Built straddling the highest of nearby peaks, the homes are distributed among various levels, with each pocket forming its own small community. We must speak to the king! We seek an audience with our king, but are turned aside at his gates. He has no wish to talk of empires and prophecy when his people are in immediate need. Asking his retinue of their alignment, they tell us... Asking his retinue of their ailment, sorry. They tell us the people of Crag Perch cannot easily traverse the kingdom. Its small communities are stranded among the cliffsides. Moving between them is possible but treacherous. Their crane hoist has collapsed into the deep basin below the kingdom. Their king needs time to think of how to retrieve and repair it. If we were to do that, he may give us audience. Okay, so repair the crane hoist. Gotcha. So we'll build that up. Which is where? Can we actually see it being worked on? Usually you can. See if we can... Is it down there? Get a closer look. Yeah, I think that's what they're rebuilding. Yeah, you can see see them building the rope a molecule at a time. Excellent. Yes, nothing like molecular printing. Hey, we don't know what they're capable of. They got a friggin' city floating in the sky using weird doodads and ore-like items, little appendages. Alright, so I'm gonna just slow that down for a second because I want to look at our needs for a second. We are gonna have to put in play more homes because we're about to get an influx of people. So 1, 2. Now this is interesting because this is supposed to be health, and right now it's only religion, not religion and health. We'll end up having to destroy some of this comfort to actually fit it in. Well, let's see how people respond. We may be able to react in a different way to it. Fix the crane hoist, which is great. We attach the final piece of the crane hoist, but the joy we expect turns to melancholy, for the crane's pulley is shattered, making it entirely inoperative. There is a rumor of a town of gondolas somewhere between the canyons. If we can find a pulley strong enough in this village, perhaps we can fix the crane hoist. We mark the rumor location on the map, blah blah blah, off we go. Very good. Oh, it was Labyrinth Mechanical. Awesome. That's such a good movie. I haven't watched that in ages. Jim Henson and his crew, they did a lot of acid. It's good. Really good, the stuff they come up with. But just so blindingly original. Alright, so we sent down the philosopher that we were supposed to send down. We're gonna trade for a little bit of food. What trades well here? Adobe? We don't have a lot of Adobe. Mechanical, sorry I was catching up on my Amazon reviews before I answered. Oh yeah, were you trashing all the products? I had to do that with my bed sheets. I almost never post reviews. I don't think usually what I have to say is of any consequence to other people, which is like a self-worth thing, I suppose. But also I'm lazy as heck. And, yeah. I bought sheets and I was really happy with them, but then I washed them exactly according to instructions and even took extra care, and they're already, like, falling. It's 2 washes, and, like, the batting's already trying to come out, and yeah, it's not good. So, definitely... And I couldn't even return it because it'd been too long, and it was, like, one of these Amazon credited suppliers. Like, it wasn't actually Amazon, it was someone who worked with them. And, yeah, so I couldn't return them. So they got a scathing review, they did. Yar. Oh, yar, they got a scathing review. Laddie. I mean, I'm excited to get this relic, even though I think we have no use for them at all anymore. I just can't help. It's like Pokemon, gotta collect them all. Look at this, I can't see a thing. There's an oasis over there. There's thicket over there, so there's food. We've managed to reduce our loss to minus 1.1 when it comes to food, so that's alright. And we can work with that. And we have enough lift at the moment, which is excellent, and our speed's at 74%, so we are moving along efficiently and not burning a ton of coal. We are both efficiently burning coal and moving faster for the same amount of coal, which is excellent. And we're gonna get some more iron, and we're gonna get clay as soon as we can. We'll thread that needle, pick up clay. I honestly feel like we're really missing something. I mean, that's, I think one of the things you can do with the orrery is it will let you, like I said, it opens up and shows you the entirety of the map. Which, like I said, feels a bit like either cheating or sort of subverting the experience. At least cheating yourself of an excellent experience. And, ooh, water. But see, look, we're still super saturated on water or coal. It's just bizarre. Don't understand quite what's going on there. Check the map really quickly. We need... right, that was that rope bridge that we found. Cool. I'm just gonna sort of peek around here to see if a glade... Ah, there it is. Great library. Go get it. What was I talking about? See? Told you. Toxic sheet farts. Yes. That's exactly what happened, mechanical animal. You know me too well. I Dutch ovened my sheets so badly, they just failed. And it's, my sheets are fine. It's the spread, the bedspread, which isn't fine. And it was nice. I really liked it. Guess you pay for that, which you get. Hooray, Library of Wisdom. So how close does that get us? At this point, we have 2 and 2 for the gardens and the library. And people are eating less. Look, we've zeroed out. Food is balanced now. Water is a problem. It's no longer super saturated. I keep clicking on this. I'm sorry, chat. Don't judge me. Okay, so that's the edge of the map. We don't want to go there because here be dragons, as they say. Winter. Winter is coming. All right, let's go. I'm watching, mechanical. It says, see, less than 2 minutes to be lost in conversation. I know, it's terrible. I'm so bad for it. Let's try to think. I was threading needles, and I was thinking about doing things and words. I give up. Nobody else. If Twitch isn't keeping track of what I'm saying, then all bets are off. And look, we don't even need to get this relic, but I have to. The Pokemon moment. Not that I ever played Pokemon. That was after my generation. What did I have to collect all of? I like to get all, like, when like sets of Lego came out, like the Pirates Lego, wanted to get all of that for sure. Oh, geez, forgot to set my next research. Like Magic the Gathering, do you mean mechanical? What are we gonna build? Let's increase the lift with the fan. And you know the other thing we should do, how many idols do we have? 1 hunting relic. You know what we can do is we can put in another research facility. Another academy. I like the idea of the academies being... It's okay for the academy to be right next to a tea garden. I think that is not unreasonable considering everything. And we should put in another street light here. Makes sense to me. And in the meantime, let's do that. Yeah, magic. Okay, that's what you meant. Yeah. I mean, like, magic I didn't really collect because I bought, like, one box and a bunch of boosters, like a starter box and a bunch of boosters. But I didn't understand the whole concept of, like, synergies, and I just really bounced off of it. I found it very difficult to play. And, you know, I just thought that stronger cards were the cards you should have in your deck, right? Which is not what you do with these, you know, limited, or what is it called? CCGs, collectible card games. You know, it's all about building up your early phase and your middle phase and then your end phase. And so not only was it important to have cards for different phases, but you shouldn't have large decks, because the more you have in a deck, the less likely you are to draw specific cards that you need. And I didn't understand any of that back then. So in the end, it just, yeah, I was very bad at it. Now I'm a lot better at those sorts of games. But it's taken me into my, like, 30s and 40s to understand synergies and really what to pursue. I collected a lot of Lego. Like, I was really, if there's like medieval Lego, I had a whole bunch of different medieval Lego sets. I had like 2 different castles, and it was really awesome. Let's get the increased capacity on comfort. I think that's a good idea. Oh shoot, we have too many people living with us. Don't want them to get angry, they'll leave. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Does that mean all of our homes are now 3 tiers? They are. Good. And here's the challenge, though, chat, is now we have to figure out where we're supposed to build. I think we need to build in this region 1 more housing block to get us up to 150. It means it would be moving this tea house, which I don't mind doing. It would fit down in this region, I think, if we moved it to here. So then all the people working the farms could come here. I like that. That's cool. Yeah. And then what we do is we put in like a, what is it called? A spirit healer. It'd sit like right around there, and then we build around that. It's a bit lopsided, but we can, you know, build to compensate over there. So how do we do this then? It's got to be sort of a mirror image of something like this. So we could build like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we need to put a path in. Like that. And then we build Spirit Healer. I think that would work. Looks good enough to me. I think moving it over a little bit is more efficient. Like if we put it 1 step back, that might actually mess up where... No, stop moving. Fine. Well, let's try putting it 1 further out. And rotate. Put it right. Here's the best place. And then we'll put another housing block. So we are listing quite a bit to port at this point, so we're gonna need to put something in to counter that. What we could do is, since lift is something that we need, alright, before we get into trouble, let's get water rolling at full speed. Are we collecting resources from anywhere else? No. So we only have 8 workers at this point, which is not ideal. But if we check the map, there might be... There's, yeah, a settlement down here that we can strip. I mean, we can politely invite some of their migrants to join us. We're going to strip them of their resources and all the things they need. Oh, we already found those relics. Alright, let's speed this up. We're gonna not only complete this quest, we're gonna grab some food, and then grab some people. It's gonna be a perfect day, you know? It's like Uber Eats, Uber slavery, I mean, Uber opportunities. That's what I meant. So we admire the bridges from afar when one of our inhabitants from Craig Perch realizes a terrible fate. There are, in fact... Wait, what? We admire the bridges from afar when one of our inhabitants from Cragperch realizes a terrible fate. Realizes... I don't think that's what they mean. I do think that means what you think it means. These are, in fact, the old gondolas. These ruins mean we cannot create any more pulleys like there once had been, but with enough effort, we gather the parts from the ruin themselves. We must now return to Cragperch with the pieces. Alright. Ah, man. Did we get those already? I think we did. Alright, so we are listing a lot to port, so we need to fix that. Let's grab the food out of the thicket, and the food out of this thicket. Then we're going to spin around. Water is dropping remarkably fast, which means we need to get this oasis building. Not building, we need to get the oasis to feed us water as fast as possible. We are going to strip 3 people out of this settlement because we're jubilant. Gives us 3 more workers that we can put on water duty as fast as possible. Slow down the game slightly. I'm just gonna check. All inhabitants have had all their needs met, but comfort is dropping a little bit, so we might end up putting in another tea garden back here. Or what we could do is we could shift this guy over, and we're gonna build just a few houses in here, and then the remaining space could end up being for come on, brain. For these things. Gardens. Yeah, we can put in gardens. We can also... I mean, this could become a giant garden space that people could just hang around in. This too. Yeah, let's do that. I think that's nice. That's nice. 1, 2. And then we'll change it to this guy. 3. And then one more change of scenery. No, I don't like that one. Try again. Roll another one. That's perfect. Beautiful. Alright, so someone will come and build those once we have some idle workers. If we check the map again very, very quickly. Oh my gosh, it's 6:20. 3 hours and 26 minutes into the stream. Alright, I think what we're going to do is we're going to call it here for now. So first things first, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Big props to all of you for giving some support to the channel. I really appreciate that. I'd also like to send a shout out to Mechanical Animal and point out that he is building his own YouTube channel. Not a lot of material on there just yet, but things are going to slowly trickle in there. So that's Mechanical Animal 03. And you might want to check it out at some point. Like I said, he does Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and he also does sort of extreme camping, like camping in the winter, and he's doing some new editing. It's really cool. Also, remember to check out Verkir. He does Hollow Knight runs and is quite good at it, so that could be a lot of fun. He's over on Twitch. And otherwise, basically, if you would consider following me, helping me reach affiliate status, I'd be very much appreciative. We're currently at 70% of our goal. And so any help there, great. And if you choose not to, that's cool too. Just enjoy the content and be a part of the community. We also have a Discord. You just have to message me on Twitch, and I will give you a invite into the Discord. Not a very busy Discord, but that changes with time. You can get in it on the ground floor, so to speak. And for that, I think that covers everything. At this point, all I really wanted to say was that we are going to try to stream more regularly, but I'm not going to worry too much about making a hard schedule out of it, because then I get stressed out, and then I don't do it, and then, yeah, it just... I'm finding that if I just sort of do it when I want to do it, it makes for much better streams, and everybody has a good time. And I will also point out that we're getting close to finishing this game, so we'll probably start a new game shortly, and that may be another kick at Plague Tale Innocence, because it's a beautiful game. Other games that I'm playing right now are the 2016 Doom, so I guess that's Doom 4. Fallout 4, Kingdom Deliverance, Kingdom: Deliverance. Oh, and there's this cute little game that I wanted to show you guys next time I play, called, oh geez, what is it? It's Alchemy or Potion. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna find this out. 2 seconds. Oh, I have to log into my Steam. That's going to slow things down here. Anyway, essentially what it's called is something like Potion Builder or Alchemy Simulator or something. Its demo is the only thing that's available at this point, but it's super cute. So anyway, for the time being, that's where we're going to stop. But what I am going to do very, very quickly before we rush off is I am going to see if there's anybody streaming right now that we can raid. So give me 2 seconds. We're going to take a quick peek. Jumping over to my channel. Dashboard. Let's see if there's somebody out there that we'd like to raid. Stream manager, edit, clip, raid channel. Who's up? Who's active? Northern Lion's a great guy. Let's give him some props. All right, so we're starting the raid there. Hopefully, we're all able to get over there. Northern Lion is another Canadian, so give him some support if you're not... I don't know that he'll even notice, but we're gonna start the raid. Stand by. Raid now. There we go. Nice. Okay, we made it. Everyone have a nice day. See you now. Bye-bye.
I regret everything.